license, assaulting a police officer and obstructing governmental administration.
See, this is the issue that these guys have. You didn't need to do this. Like, if you get pulled over for not having a license, they probably won't arrest you. Like, there's a good chance. But if you assault the police officer, well, now you're going to go to jail. Like, actual return. Yeah, all you had to do was say, yeah, I don't have one. I'm sorry. It's my bad. You get a ticket. You pay the ticket. That's it. Because it's probably the first time it's happened. Like, I've had it happen. Like, I've gotten pulled over for not having a license 2 times. And I've never gotten in trouble. Just had to chill, yeah.
6ix9ine
because I never assaulted the police officer. I never assaulted the police officer. That was a huge advantage that I had on my side. Huge advantage. Big difference.
Very wise.
Given leniency as he was using social media to promote a culture of violence and glorify gang activity, but while he did pay his bond of $155,000, the problems didn't end there. After finally closing the book on his 2015 child sex case, 6ix9ine and his associates went to Felipe Chow to celebrate the legal win with a lavish dinner. Things got ugly when the crew was denied entry into the restaurant as a brawl took place and gunshots.
A colonizable planet has been discovered. Destiny unfolds.
I was about to say it was a Chuck E. Cheese, but never mind.
Rang off. A pair of 6ix9ine's entourage members and his manager are arrested for their involvement. One of the security guards working at the restaurant is reportedly hit over the head with a chair, throwing some robberies plus
multiple... You don't have to do this. You didn't have to do... Why'd you have to do this?
The future is ours. Civilian structure
why?
Shooting incidents, and 6ix9ine was facing a minimum of 47 years in prison.
That's a lot.
I got federal agents sitting in front of my house.
Because you can't stop Stop attacking the police. What are you doing?
To the death.
4, 5, 6 cars. One thing I fear in life. No, 2 things. I fear God and I fear the FBI. Only 2 things I'm scared in life.
He'd infamously testify against 12 co-defendants,
I don't give a fuck if I'm held accountable for what I did. Yes, I did it proudly.
Which reduced his sentence to just 2 years.
So this is the thing, man. Is like you're gonna rat out your friends.
The future is ours.
Like, you can rat out your friends and you can rap about being a gangster. You can't do both. You've got to decide. It's one or the other. They weren't his friends. If they are people that you are doing something with illegal and you rat them out,
is it time?
You cannot rap about being a gangster unless they mess you up.
Last chance to join the unity. Speak your mind. Destiny unfolds.
Although it also completely destroyed his credibility.
Here's the thing.
6ix9ine snitching became
this
a
is the reason why. Is like, can you deal with a person like that that's gonna, if they're gonna rat you out? No, because now you can't trust them.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
Meme formats, with people joking 6ix9ine, I ain't no snitch. Judge 47 years. 6ix9ine ever noticed Dwayne Johnson looks like The Rock, implying he'd say anything to get a lighter sentence.
Yeah, of course.
He was therefore also memed as a Karen, whilst others joke, imagine spending 7 years in college to become a lawyer, and your client shows up to court like this. The legal process also cost 6ix9ine a fortune.
Are his shoes untied?
Is it time?
Not a good decision maker. I told y'all, this is... We are dealing with a professional bad decision maker.
Phase jump. The future is ours.
A fortune.
How much money have you spent on legal fees this year? Too much, right?
Yeah, like $500,000.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Speak
Being
your
sent off to
mind.
prison
$500,000.
only made him more popular. He signed a $10 million record deal whilst behind bars, and after being released only 6 months later, 6ix9ine claimed on Instagram, "I got out of jail $20 million richer."
Good for him.
First day home, you see the vibes, man. King New York's home, man. House arrest, so come on, let's go.
This was supported by a range of extravagant purchases, with TMZ reporting he'd bought a fleet of luxury vehicles that includes an Aventador McLaren Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, and a Range Rover.
All 4 cars, Lamborghini Aventador, Wraith, McLaren, G-Wagon, all bought up.
Takashi's getting iced out too. We're told he splurged on 4 timepieces, including a Richard Mille watch, and dropped another $300,000 on a chain shaped like a shark.
I am
This is
the
a
Unity
$500,000,
servant.
$500,000. Look at the
Speak
diamonds in
your
them teeth.
mind.
And nobody got this.
Death will cleanse your sins. Is it time?
Is that Jigsaw?
Destiny unfolds.
He's got Jigsaw and Jeff on his neck.
Harmony research complete.
Oh, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Speak your mind.
Nobody got this watch. If you don't got this watch right here, you a little boy to me. I'll
Say
kiss you on
no
your forehead.
more.
You a little boy. Sit down. King's home. It's over.
He'd then purchased this
I
in
feel like I wouldn't say that if I had beaten a sexual exploitation. I probably wouldn't have said that, but that's fine.
Unity. We answer the call.
insane piece of jewelry,
Without
bragging
delay.
on
I wouldn't have- I
Instagram
wouldn't have
$1
said
million
that.
on a chain. Best chain in the game. My
Yeah.
chain costs more than your whole chain piece and watch.
Wow.
LMAO, you know who run the
Speak
city.
your mind.
In
That's
a
a lot.
different post, he bragged 15,000 sold out show
Destiny
Istanbul, Turkey.
unfolds.
500,000 for 40 minutes. He'd show
Big
off his
money.
earnings in videos such as this one.
You got 1 house right here. 2
Yeah.
houses right here. 3 houses right here.
I would
4
say he's entertaining. I think all this is entertaining. Yeah, this is good. Like he's a funny character.
Upgrade complete.
He does silly stuff. Yeah, I think this is entertaining.
Research complete.
It might not be. Yeah, no, I mean I could see how
future
this
is
might not be
ours.
my type of entertainment. But like if I was 16, I would be
Stand
like,
by
all
for a
right,
phase jump.
this is funny. He's a cartoon character. He is. No, he went to the Breakfast Club. Bro, he's dressed up like he's about to be in Hey Arthur. You see that shirt? Oh my God.
houses right here.
Planet
5
item
houses right
ready.
here.
Our
Maybe 2
forces
houses
have
right there.
engaged the enemy.
Spending 50,000
You will
of
be
it at the
purged.
Gucci store in under 10
future
minutes.
is
He then
ours.
vowed every week I would try to
That reminds me. Yesterday,
Is it
we were at
time?
we were at my dad's friend's house for Christmas, and the kid there is 7. Gets V-Bucks for Fortnite. Bro, he spends that shit
Speak your mind.
3 minutes. Bro.
Another planet
Like
joins
he
the
goes down
Unity.
there, he goes pop pop pop. All right,
A
I'm done. I'm
colonizable
out.
planet
That's it.
Has been discovered.
Like he cleaned himself
Harmony
out
research
in a
complete.
matter of fucking minutes, and the minutes was like 3. It's kind of slow,
Is it
yeah.
time?
at least 50,000 away to someone
Say no
random for
more.
people in need, all the while his music was still performing well. His song Gooba,
Yeah.
released a month
Gooba.
after his last
You
day
mean
in
Goomba?
jail, gained 45 million views in its first 24 hours.
a lot.
This made it the
Complete.
biggest 24-hour debut for a hip-hop video in YouTube
That's
history,
good for him.
after which 6ix9ine also broke the record
As you
for the
wish.
most viewers ever in an
The future
Instagram
is
live.
That's awesome.
Everyone, he's
Good for
gonna
him.
be irrelevant when he comes out of jail. 6ix9ine, #1 on Apple Music and breaking records.
Yeah.
Who y'all think is the king of New York? 1 month later, he'd put out Trolls, which again gained
Stand by
45
for
million
phase
views in
jump.
only 24
Yeah.
hours, debuting at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
He's cooking.
6ix9ine celebrated
your
his
mind.
Yeah.
post-prison success. However, as it turns out, this would be his peak. Goober and Trolls became part of the album Tattletales,
Damn,
which
bro, that looks like an NFT.
Is it time? Very
didn't perform
wise.
so well.
Yeah.
They
Despite the
will not go
noise,
down
6ix9ine's
without a fight.
Tattletales album headed for
we have
underwhelming
the
chart
strength to
debut.
prove it?
It sold just 55,000 album units, making it his
not go
worst
down
performing
without a fight.
project ever.
This is
One
the
of
problem with a lot of
planet has been
a lot
discovered.
of like young
Our
rappers that have
forces
like a
have
really young
engaged the
audience.
enemy.
Like I think it's a lot of the
Commerce
Christmas
upgrade
tree rappers.
complete.
You know, where they dressed up with all the colors and shit.
All right,
Um,
you twisted me arm.
The problem is like they fell off really fast because like they have an audience of people
Harmony research
and like it's in
complete.
between like let's say like
Your time has
13
come.
and like 17, right? Well, that's only 4 years. So that's really only like 2 album cycles,
Your
really.
time has come.
And then they're out of it. They're past it.
Resist. Heathens be
The kids grow up.
Six
Yeah,
Nine's
yeah.
rivals Trippie Redd laughed at the album's poor performance,
Uh-oh.
which was
Uh-oh.
especially embarrassing as 6 9 previously said this.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
The number of listeners per song wasn't lying either, with Joe Budden calling the album a likely financial disaster. He'd state that projections are lower than what it would take for an artist who travels with 9 and 10 security
answer
guards
the call.
everywhere he goes.
Yeah, of course.
That's the
delay.
part that the public never really deciphers. It's not who flopped and who didn't. It's what comes in versus what's spent.
colonizable planet
And this
has been
kid, it takes a
discovered.
lot for him to move around. Anthony Fantano gave the album a 3, but
Oh,
Speak your
that's
mind.
bad from Baldy.
Death will cleanse your sins.
more notably stated,
From here, I'm not really seeing an increase in quality because I think 6 9 is just diving even deeper into using social media and antics and drama and clout chasing as a crutch to supplement his career.
which turned out to
What I wouldn't say it's a supplement. I say it's the whole thing, right? I mean, like you make this. Like you look at this image here, right? This is for 12-year-olds that think they're in gangs. These are for 12-year-old. This is for a 12-year-old that tries to get high on oregano. It's just that's
The
not a
future
not a
is
long-term business model.
What's
That's
on
the
your
thing.
mind?
It's just not. And you have other people
No
like
mercy.
I don't know,
the future is
J.
ours.
Cole, Kendrick
A
Lamar.
colonizable planet
Kendrick
has been
Lamar can be
discovered.
making music in
Antimatter
30
supply
years and
is
people will still be
diminished.
listening to it if it's good.
Another planet joins the unity.
Because that's not
Is
the
it
point
time?
of it, right?
Speak
With
your
this, it's
mind.
totally different.
Destiny
Machine Gun Kelly?
unfolds.
I mean, I don't know about him. I don't know what to think about him.
be correct. Rather than focusing on making incredible music, 6 9 seemed more concerned with social media fame. He began spending time with Steve will do it, who gave 6 9 the chance to make some extra money. Steve worked with Rumble to get him a streaming deal, which paid 6 9 $2 million just to stream for an hour per week.
That's pretty good.
However, if 6 9 didn't fulfill the contract, Steve would have to pay Rumble the $2 million himself. Well,
Oh no. Steve will do it. Might have to live up to his name. That sucks.
6 9 took the money, then went live on Rumble only 4 times before quitting.
I got him a deal, right? To play video games
colonizable
once a
planet
week
has been
for an hour.
discovered.
$2 million up front. Just doesn't.
I love how it's always the same usual suspects.
Harmony research complete.
It's like the reverse
The
Avengers.
future is ours.
The fleet embraces new vessels.
You know, it's
Planet
always
item ready.
like
What's on your
anytime
mind?
something really stupid is happening, it's always the same people. It's the same people. They just come together.
The future is
Where's
ours.
Fousey? He probably would have been here, but maybe he's in a mental hospital. He had another situation where he
Say
thought he
no
was God
more.
again.
He further revealed
He had no money
Yeah.
at the time, and he needed money to buy Birkin bags for all these black chicks and give away money to make his girlfriend jealous. That's literally Birkin bags.
What?
Steve further revealed
He had no
The
money at the
future
time, and
is
he needed
ours.
money to buy Birkin bags for all these black
Say
chicks
no
and give
more.
away money to make his girlfriend jealous. That's literally.
I
Your
immediately
arguments are
believe that.
compelling. I shall stand
I
with
think
you.
that's exactly what happened.
Stand by for
I do. I
phase
think
jump.
that immediately.
Like the factual story.
explaining 6 9 lied just to get the money.
He told the company, "I need $2 million up front so I can
Yeah.
buy a content house." The guy's an idiot.
Essentially having been scammed out of $2 million.
So they didn't even. So they gave him $2 million to do a
Very
content
wise.
house.
Is it time?
Harmony
Damn.
research complete. Planet item ready.
Wow. His girlfriend has his face
Our
tatted on her,
forces
by the
have
way.
engaged the enemy.
I would have never guessed that.
Steve exposed 6 9 further, showing he hadn't been supporting his daughter.
I said, how much money has he given to his daughter for 5 years? He said 20,000, right?
That's 4,000 a year.
4,000 a year, right? I've seen him get paid like over $10 million in 1 year.
Steve then disclosed on a podcast that
How does that happen? Then you can't figure out. Oh my God, what an asshole! Yeah, what an asshole!
Civilian structure.
In addition to the $2 million he was owed, 6ix9ine also owed $10 million to the IRS, $9.8 million to a stripper he hit with a bottle.
No mercy. Is it time?
You idiot.
Very wise.
Oh my God, you idiot! Why would you do that? Shit happens, yes. The king, bro. Remember what I said before? People with these face tattoos, they just are not good at making decisions.
Harmony research complete.
They're just not. It's the way it goes. Non-die face. Yeah, also $10 million. You couldn't figure out. So you're telling me that you signed a deal, you signed your soul away to the Illuminati, and the Illuminati didn't even set you up with an accountant? That's a shitty fucking Illuminati. You think if anything they would be able to figure that out?
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
Really? Come on, of all the things. That's a fake. Yeah, it's a fake Illuminati.
$600,000 on a house lien and $60,000 to a home builder. Steve will do it concluded, dude, he's such a broke loser. Literally such a broke loser. And he's just a nasty person in general.
How do you spend $10 million? How do you make $10 million? You waste all your money. That's crazy. How do you do that?
Next time.
To his previous debts, 6ix9ine was ordered to pay $1 million in robbery restitution, although he'd respond by stating, "I ain't got it right now." When the judge then referenced this video, 6ix9ine admitted that was prop money. I ain't.
Logistics to unlock more civilian slots. Hostility research.
So the judge is like, "Well, what about the movie? What about the video of you holding all the money?" Oh, that was fake money.
Destiny unfolds.
Got it. I'm an entertainer and obviously we're talking about it, so I did a pretty good job at entertaining people. You know how you have a degree in law? I have a degree in entertainment. But it's...
Oh, he doesn't have a degree in accounting either.
Seems the lawyers representing him weren't getting paid either, especially after his ex-girlfriend also sued him for $1 million, claiming 6ix9ine posted revenge porn of her online and physically and emotionally abused her. However,
really, I would have never guessed. Wow. I mean, is he wrong? I mean, I think he's an entertaining guy. For sure he's entertaining. But, I think that this is another person who's like a victim of their own hubris and potentially a victim of bad management.
Civilian structure.
And so, like, I don't really think that, like, I mean, because he put himself in this position in a lot of cases, right? Because if he had a accountant and like a person managing him that was taking care of, because like, look, where is it?
Stand by for phase jump.
He's probably not very good with money. Probably not so good with money. He's not so good with money. And that's not what he does. But he's an entertaining, funny guy. And so people are going to watch him. So you need to know what you know and know what you don't know. Just fucking go. He let the gang members manage him. He's an idiot. He had his own gang members.
Civilian structure complete.
See, that's the thing. Is if he had better management, none of this shit would have happened. Now, he would have still maybe fallen off. People might have lost interest. But damn, like, it wouldn't have been that bad. He doesn't know that he doesn't know? Nah, he probably went to 11th grade. I guarantee you. What do you think he did in Algebra 2?
Commerce upgrade complete.
He should have known. Yeah, he should have known that, man.
You know how you have a degree in law? I have a degree in entertainment. But it seems the lawyers representing him weren't getting paid either, especially after his ex-girlfriend also sued him for $1 million, claiming 6ix9ine posted revenge porn of her online online and physically and emotionally abused her. However, 6ix9ine couldn't even afford his credit card bill, let alone his taxes, leading the IRS to show up at his house and seize some of his cars. Clearly in financial strife.
Yeah, see, the IRS can take your assets. It's like asset forfeiture.
Very wise.
You can never, that's the thing is like, you know what I was saying before about like scamming like credit card companies? Right? You can never scam the IRS. Like the only thing that they can't take in some places is your house, but they can put you in jail. So like, yeah, you cannot scam them. They're the only ones that like they have recourse and they will do it if you owe them enough money. Yeah, do not fuck with them. The IRS took out Capone. Yeah, you can't with crypto? No, you can't. That was a patch. I talked with my my accountant about it like 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago, we had a conversation about it because of like different reasons. And so yeah, they patched that out. And so like you can still do it with crypto, but it's way harder. And like if you are dealing with like high amounts, the chances of you probably getting audited if you're dealing with like 7-figure crypto amounts is probably double digits. That's an extremely fucking high chance of getting an audit. And you do not want an audit. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, it's just a pain in the ass and it costs a lot of money. So yeah, if they catch you, pay up quick. It doesn't get better over time. Yeah, like there was one, like I didn't pay them for a while. And I thought it would just kind of work itself out, and it did. I overpaid on my taxes, and then they said they're going to send me back 50 grand, and so I was like, great. And then they sent me another letter. They said, hey, you remember that 2018? Remember that? Like you ain't getting shit.
Another planet joins the Unity.
Just deleted my tax refund. I was going to get a tax refund. They just took it away. Yeah.
Complete.
What's on your
6ix9ine
mind?
made another album, although if you don't remember any hype around it, it's because there simply wasn't any.
I thought I had
it. His two previous projects had some commercial success. Leyenda Viva didn't chart in any country. On Rate My Music, it scored lower than 1 out of 5 stars, and with only a couple million listens per song, it's no surprise people have called it one of the most boring albums I've ever listened to. 6 months later, he put out Blackballed, which seems to have performed even worse, excluding one hit single with Kodak Black, seemingly out of
Kodak Black's a much bigger creator. Like, I mean, that guy.
Upgrade complete.
I mean, like people know him, right? And so it's like if you have a feature with somebody who's like really well known, then I feel like that's different. Who?
What's on your mind?
I mean, Kodak Black. Like he was in. Remember the? You didn't watch the Freshman Cypher? Come on. Yeah. He's got the best one. No? Yeah.
With desperation, 6ix9ine promoted crypto.
I just released a dummy coin for the first 2,000 holders who buy into.
Stand by for phase jump.
Civilian structure complete.
Oh my god.
Planet item ready. Civilian structure complete.
The dummy coin. You will be selected to do a meet and greet here in Romania.
After which he was actually offered a lifeline. Tekashi 6ix9ine. I signed a new record deal for 6 million plus. It explained Tekashi is being.
Now he's 30% done paying his debts. Probably 20% now. Because a fucking interest.
Paid 1 million for the album, which will feature 10 songs, and he's gonna make 250,000 for every concert of an upcoming tour.
That's pretty good.
This all adds up to Tekashi potentially pocketing over 6 million, all held under one main condition: he doesn't get arrested.
Oh well, that. I mean. I didn't even have time to pause and talk about that.
Well, just 1 month ago, 6ix9ine again went back to jail for violating parole terms on his initial main prison stint.
This reminds me of how the guys that run the gambling websites, they just assume the money that people spend on parlays is profit before the parlay is even over. Like, you're not gonna win this, you fucking idiot. Like, of course you're gonna have that happen. Like, yeah.
says he tested positive for meth twice, so despite being released after 45 days, it seems 6ix9ine's life-saving record deal won't be going forward.
Damn, bro, that sucks. That sucks. Is rapper incapable of not thinking or planning ahead, thinking everything lasts forever? As I said, bro, it's the face tattoos. You see somebody with those face tattoos, they just make bad decisions, man. They make bad calls. Like, that's what it is more than anything else. Come on, man, it's just a little meth. I don't give a fuck if he's doing meth. Like, who cares if he's doing meth? People do meth. It is what it is. Like, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. But it's not really about the meth. It's about all the other. It's about like hitting a stripper in the head with a bottle. Like, that's a mistake, right? That's a $10 million mistake. That's a lot of money. You didn't pay the taxes. That's a bigger mistake, right? Posting revenge porn of your girlfriend. Why did you do that on a place that could be tracked? Because you're dumb. That's the reason why. So that's it, man. Yeah, I hope the stripper gets her money. I have a feeling it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Hit the stripper the bottle. Yes, Post Malone's the exception. I do. Post Malone seems like he is the exception, but he is sure as hell not the rule. Oh my God. It's like walking a path. Yeah, math shouldn't be hard. He shouldn't have posted that at the start. He never needed to do that, man. He never fucking... Why would you do that? Steve is not getting back that $2 million. Steve is going to have to pay Rumble $2 million. That sucks for Steve, man. Steve will do it. You know, Coach, when Sonny makes a video about you, I think we were all expecting this. I think really the problem with this guy, this is what I think is going to happen. Look, bro, he's dressed up like he's about ready to go on PBS and talk about why drugs are bad. Look at that. They're about to put him in Hey Arthur.
Exotics have been
what is this?
By our scryers.
He's snatching. I know. Like, he's on Sesame Street. Yeah. He gotta go talk to Big Bird. So, anyway, like, he just... The type of career that these guys have is that it's a flash-in-the-pan career with a lot of really young guys where they have, like, a huge level of success very fast, and then the problem is that with young people, they get bored. So, like, I mean, are you really trying to build your career off of a fan base with an attention span of 6 seconds? Probably not a good way to do it. You're building a castle on sand. And so that's it. And yeah, it's Mount Point. Yeah, like the balloon fad, well, plenty of stuff, right? And so once a snitch, always a snitch, had nothing to do with that. He came back out after being a snitch, and he was fine. That's the thing. He was fine, even after snitching. So the dude looks like he thought eating crayons was a personality. I mean, now he is the crayons. He's the whole box. So, like Minecraft YouTubers? Yeah, exactly. Also targeting a broke-ass demographic. Kids don't have money. No, he got plenty of money. Like, he got, like... This dude could have retired. He could have retired with generational wealth. And instead, he's going to probably go to jail again. Right? Because like, if you don't pay that tax money and they found out that you chose not to pay it and you knew that you had to pay it, like if you owe money on your taxes and you make an honest mistake, you can go to jail. But the odds are you're not going to, right? You don't usually go to jail for making a mistake on your taxes. You go to jail for intentionally misrepresenting your taxes. And so that's really the big difference. And so if they find out about him, he's going to be fucking cooked, man.
What's on your mind?
Jack Doherty is one of the most hated YouTubers on the entire platform, and for good reason. He's unlikable, annoying, and has an extremely punchable face. But you would think that after receiving every warning imaginable and turning the entire internet against him, that Jack would reconsider the path of being a public nuisance for views and clout.
This has been like a really popular thing, and it's been going on for like probably 3 years now, where there's content creators that are going out of their way to be annoying and obnoxious publicly for attention. This is super, super common now.
Your house? Yeah. Okay. What do you want to do? We're not here to play games. Flip a coin. Oh. What do you want to do? Heads, we send him to jail. Tail.
No.
Hey. He's not going to...
Unfortunately, it would only be a matter of time before Jack's bold antics caught up with him and threatened to end his entire career.
Hit with a battery and assault lawsuit.
I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today...
Which, by the way, I am so glad to see people like this actually have real-world accountability. Because I think the biggest issue with this is that people commit crimes for clout, and then people get mad at like the YouTube or Kick for not banning them. Like, I don't care about that. They should be prosecuted if they're committing crimes.
Moving into the rapidly deteriorating career of Jack Doherty. Around 7 months ago, I uploaded a video discussing Jack's rise to notoriety and later infamy on YouTube. In a nutshell, Jack is a creator and streamer who made a name for himself by capitalizing on viral trends and lighthearted trolling content.
Yo, what is up, guys? Jack Doherty here, back with another video.
There's a bit of respect that I gotta have for any kid that's out there grinding before they even hit puberty, you know? Like, I gotta respect it.
Today I'm gonna be going trick-or-treating the day after Halloween. Yeah, I got my GoPro on my head.
Yeah, just being an annoying retard. I get this.
I'm just gonna tell people I'm a doctor or something for Halloween.
However, as his online career progressed, Jack would escalate his content from a few harmless pranks to extremely disorderly conduct.
This is the problem that a lot of prank content has, is that prank content lends itself to upping the ante. It's like, okay, I did something harmful and funny, now let's kill somebody, right? Not that extreme, but just like in general, that's what happens. Yeah, you're ramping.
Like him harassing Ninja on stream, getting kicked out of public spaces, and shutting off the power at Walmart, Jack wanted to cause as much mayhem as possible for the sake of viewership and clout.
Guys, better shut off the lights on Walmart. Panel 1, panel 18.
Bro, just go.
14, 16, 18.
Go ahead.
That means aisle 14, aisle 16.
Alright, do it.
Hostility research complete.
Eventually, Jack's thirst for attention pushed him to go beyond public misconduct, and he began harassing random people on the street during live streams.
And the thing is that this is completely a fault of the police. Like, Walmart should have immediately pressed charges on this person. Like, I guarantee you that Walmart could find multiple reasons to crucify somebody for going in there and shutting off their power. Fault of the parents? No, there's plenty of just stupid ass kids that have bad parents. Or sorry, that have good parents. Yeah, it's not the parents' fault. I mean, like, this person, like, he's old enough to know what he's doing is wrong. That's why he's acting, that's why he's doing it.
Harmony research
why do you think he's doing it? He's doing it because he knows it's a bad thing to do. Let's not act like this is a 3-year-old here. Yeah.
Last chance to join the Unity. What's on your mind? Without delay.
What?
You may speak.
Well, probably gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Jack's streams would only get more degenerate and outrageous as he
see, this should have never happened because they should have got him with the Walmart thing. That should have absolutely been like a citation or maybe even jail time for that.
He hosted or attended parties that featured controversial figures like Neon, the Island Boys, and FuzzyTube.
Oh boy.
We did that to make him feel big. Y'all gonna stare here and not clap for him? Y'all are all beta as f***.
Sheriff, this guy's beta as f***. God damn it.
Last chance to
Beta
join
said,
the
hey.
Unity. We answer
Yo, you're a f***.
to the death.
You're a little f***.
While controversy and outrage were the cornerstones of Jack's
Look, this is the one that I'm actually not going to complain about because this is kick content, right? This is the trashy, you know, primary audience is 13-year-old boys. Like, everybody knows, like, the moment that you walk into this house, you know that you just put on your clown nose.
We remain skeptical.
My persona, it didn't always work in his favor. On the 7th of January 2024, Jack received a 24-hour ban from Kick after he asked a girl to expose herself on stream. Even though Jack was comfortable making a fool of himself for attention, he wouldn't allow anyone else that luxury.
Naturally.
By the 11th of January 2024, Jack would falsely copyright claim videos from YouTubers Mimulus and I'm Alex.
Right.
With a tweet reading, "Hey Team YouTube, Jack Doherty is abusing YouTube's copyright system by claiming videos that are clearly not infringing on his rights to farm revenue." With a British loser replying, "He claimed mine as well."
Yep.
Thankfully, Team YouTube would resolve the issue. Up until this point, Jack had hardly faced any repercussions for his deplorable attitude. However, all that was about
As I said, bro, like there is the one commandment of YouTube is that you do not abuse that system. That is the one commandment. He did get in trouble with the Walmart incident. Walmart filed charges against him. His attorney worked out a plea bargain with Walmart since he was 16 at the time for 500 days of going to his local park with unsalted peanuts and hard-boiled eggs to feed the crow.
Very wise.
change as Jack received the most shocking reality check of his entire career. On the 21st of February 2024, a personal injury lawsuit would be filed against Jack and his bodyguard Justin Gosley. The document would allege the following. On October 28, 2023, plaintiff was attending a Halloween party at approximately 12:30 a.m. on the morning of October 29, 2023. Plaintiff was on the street outside the subject's premises and was talking to Doherty and Gosley. At one point in the conversation, Gosley asked Doherty, "What are we doing?" And Doherty said, "We're gonna fight. Us two versus you two. Alright, go." And gestured that he and Gosley were going to fight plaintiff and plaintiff's
Wait,
friend.
what?
Moments later, Gosley violently punched plaintiff in the face, sending him falling to the ground and causing serious physical injuries to his head, face, and neck. For a bit of additional context, the incident reference was from this viral clip that Jack posted on his Twitter.
Yo, you all said, why are you talking to, dog? I'm just saying, y'all said, just stop. Then walk.
Oh, I remember seeing this.
No, stop.
Planet item ready.
Are you fucking crazy? What's up? Hey, one by one.
By the way, that dude absolutely should go to jail for punching him in the face.
Item is complete.
It's not even a question. You don't get to just punch somebody in the face. Like, yeah, it's like, what are we even talking about here?
Fucking security guard.
The size
outlining
difference?
the events that inspired.
It doesn't matter about the size difference. Like, yes, obviously he was a bigger guy, so it was easier for him to knock the other dude out. But if the other dude had punched him and knocked him out, I'd say the same thing. I'd say the size difference makes it worse, right? Like, it looks worse. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You can't go around hitting people. Like, it's not even a question. Could have easily been a murder. It could have, yes. That's the thing, is if you fall down like that and you crack your skull, you're dead. That's happened. It's not like a joke. Like, that shit can happen. And it's not because somebody's like some kind of fucking Bruce Lee, you know, like One Punch Man. It's just RNG, bro. You fall down the wrong way, you hit your head, you die. That's it.
The lawsuit, the document highlighted how Jack continued to profit off the incident and his involvement in similar confrontations. Reading, Doherty has and continues to generate income due to the many views the video has received, all to plaintiff's detriment. Doherty has a history both before and after the subject incident of filming himself harassing, assaulting, and antagonizing members of the public.
He does. He does. Like, and he touches people very regularly.
What's on your mind?
Having a security guard step in to intimidate and assault them if they react to Doherty's harassment. The following links show various other altercations caused by Doherty.
Yep.
You're a clown. People are trying to chill and relax. Well, you know my dad owns this place, right? Yo, you're stuff you were the one that came to me first.
See, he's touching people, bro. Like, you can't be touching. It's crazy how, like, such a simple concept is lost with so many people.
Cleanse your sins.
You can't be going around touching people like this.
You didn't have to say that came in. I don't want to eat this. Okay, we'll get stuff up. Keep your head down. Go to your room, dog.
While this was the first time Jack had faced this kind of legal trouble, the same couldn't be said for his
I think absolutely it's not even a question. That, like, if you did something like this, you should immediately, like, have to go to jail. And also, by the way, keep in mind that the only reason that that guy isn't dead is because it's against the law. You really think touching and acting like that towards somebody wouldn't have them shoot you? No, if this was the Wild West, the dude would be fucking dead. So we have rules for this. And if we don't have rules, then they'd be fucking dead. Like, of course, I checked the guy. Of course, yes.
Bodyguard, who had a quote history of assault and battery.
Jesus.
Given the severity of the incident, the lawsuit would seek relief for damages and reimbursement for legal costs.
Wow.
Even though the case is still in court, the outcome of this lawsuit could encourage other victims of Jack's antics to come out with their own cases. Remember, Jack had spent the better part of last year terrorizing dozens of people for his streams, and any of them could decide to take things to court. Unfortunately, legal battles weren't the only thing Jack had to worry about. Around this time, a creator named Lenny Miller published a video titled "I Fought Jack Doherty," in which he confronted Jack over trash-talking him online.
Is it time?
As I told you guys, this is content for 13-year-olds. Because if I was 13, I would probably be watching this.
Our will
Absolutely. It's brain rot? Yeah, it's for middle school kids, right? I mean, that's the way it is.
Hella trash to talk on stream. Let's go. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. You had hella trash to talk on stream. Now let's go. You talk trash on stream last night. Let's go. I don't care. And you think it's funny, you won't say it to my face, but you'll say it on the vlog.
This is 5'11" versus 6 foot,
I don't want
by
to
the
do
way.
a clip like you're trying to do right now. What do you mean?
As you'd imagine, Jack would only engage in the situation once he was a safe distance away and shielded by people around him.
Exactly, bro. Like, 100%.
I have boxing gloves. I have boxing gloves. Let's go. Let's talk shot. Let's go.
Let's be honest, bro. This guy would beat the fucking shit out of him. It's not even a question. And also keep in mind, he didn't. Like, you want to talk about like an easy, like, bro, like it's. Yeah, this guy's like, yeah, he's not the. Yeah, he didn't do it.
Boxing right now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
But you won't box, that's what I'm saying.
See, even them, it's crazy how these guys, bro, what are you thinking?
Is it time?
Touching somebody,
Destiny
grabbing somebody like
unfolds.
that. This guy's like twice your size. It's broccoli hair gathering.
Day, more and more people were turning against Jack, and that trend would only continue as his inner circle of friends were about to expose his darkest secrets. On the 30th of March 2024, two former friends and a former employee of Jack collaborated on a video titled "Jack Doherty Must Be Stopped," which was meant to highlight several concerning details about the kick streamer.
For those of you guys that don't know, I'm Ricky. I'm Nick, and we actually met Jack Doherty back in 2017, right when we started popping off on YouTube.
Like
he started popping at the same time. We became friends. We actually filmed a decent amount of videos together, and we actually ended up moving in together in a house with all of us back in 2021.
This
is
fine,
Matthew
yeah.
JGL. He works with Jack Doherty from 3 million subs all the way to 10 million subs.
In the video, the trio alleged that Jake utilizes substances, surrounds himself with people who hate him, and places profit over human connection.
Jack's own brother says all the time that the only thing he thinks about is money, and he says it literally to anybody new that comes into the house.
I could believe that. I feel like, you told me that, and I'd say abso-fucking-lutely. It's not even a question.
He will make it known at some point. Everyone in the team would come to me on their own time and talk about how they hate it there.
Yeah, no
they
shit.
hate working with Jack. They want to pick something else, but they have no other options.
In addition to this, they would mention how Jack was promoting OF content to his young audience, despite him claiming otherwise.
Well, of course he's gonna do that. I mean, like, again, duh. Well, I mean, this is, yeah, of course.
His primary main source of income is, and how he gets people there is by making these hard to watch fake little skit videos for Instagram and TikTok.
Oh my god, bro, like, these people need to be stopped. I don't know how we can figure out how to put them in jail, but we need to maybe invent like a new law or something, right? I don't know. But there needs to be a new law or something in place that puts people in jail for making shitty OnlyFans promo. Like, y'all ain't seen the Subway video yet? Have you guys seen this one? This is the new one that's going around recently on social media. Like, damn, bro, who got the video? All of the time, right? And like, she turned 18 and she did this. No? Well, I guess I follow a lot of sluts because I get a lot of these. Like, I get probably 3 of them a day. And I only click on 2. And I do it, and it's super fucking common. And it's always these like meme accounts where it's like they post like a minion meme, they post a meme of like, you know, this is like a content for Roblox, and then like the next post is like porn. So it's like, okay, you know, you have an audience of people average age is 14, and then you've got them looking at porn. Ooh. Ah, jeez. Post gore and fights follow now? Yeah, I guess so.
And if you're above the age of 10, you know that they're clearly fake.
How many fights did it take to destroy the world's largest crime boss?
Majority of his audience is younger kids. Just take a look at this video. These are fans coming up to him out in public.
I love how, like, everybody always tries to act like this isn't the case. Yep. That's right.
Hostility research complete.
Absolutely. 6th graders. Hey guys, listen. I was there. A lot of us were there. What are we gonna get around to make fun of an 11-year-old? Well, yeah, we could do that, but we're not gonna do that. Listen, we get into stupid shit too. Like, it's fine.
Like, he also has these girls in his videos that are all signed to his agency, and he takes them.
Oh yeah, this is one of the things that, like, it's really, really popular, and you get a crazy amount of money with this, is that a lot of guys get these girls, they're like OnlyFans managers. Now, there's another word for an OnlyFans manager.
We answer the call.
A what name slipback? I'm trying to think. What was that? That's right.
Production of the item is complete.
Yeah, there we go. And so you have a you have teenage boys going out and pimping out these girls for OnlyFans to pre-teenage
We await your command. More credits are required.
No wonder they can't read anymore. Oh man, they're cooked.
Of their income and pays them a small salary, a small fraction of what they bring in. And Jack will say that these videos are geared towards older people to try and get older people with money to spend money on him and his girls.
What's even more concerning...
Well, they are geared towards older people, but at the end of the day, you're making content for kids and you're selling them porn. That's what you're doing. It's obvious. Everybody knows that's what's happening. Now, in my opinion, this isn't even the worst part, because you could say any content is made for kids, and then you can just, like, moral authority tell people not to make that type of content. So the problem that I really have is the assault stuff, right? I mean, this is just like, it's like just a bonus.
Were details about Jack's personal life, as his former friends claimed he used to shoplift when they lived together.
And to start it off, this is something that rubbed all of us the wrong way when we all lived together, is we would go to the grocery store and Jack would literally just shoplift. He would just open a box of food, eat it, and then leave the open empty box.
Okay, that's bothersome. It's because that's like savage behavior. Like, I'm thinking shoplift, like, okay, let's sneak something in your pocket, right? It's like, this is the game that you're playing with, like, the security. But you're just, like, going into the food aisle and then eating. It's just nasty and trashy. It's not even clever. It's just being a fucking pig. It's disgusting. It's like a barbarian, yes. This is like, if you brought it, think about it. Most dogs that are brought into Walmart don't do that. Dogs.
Harmony research complete.
On the shelf, on the counter, for some worker to clean up, and we would sit down and try to have talks with him and be like, yo, just pay for it, bro. But whenever we talked to him, it couldn't get through to his head. He would just be like, whatever, bro.
They also accused him of stealing products at the self-checkout terminal.
He had like 5 things he was checking out. Well, it would be a whole full grocery cart, and he would only scan one of the items out of the 5, and then he'd go to the next thing, one of them out of the 5, the next thing, one of them out of the 5. And just full-on scamming these companies.
Even though they were criticizing...
I could easily see this happening. A lot of people do this.
Jack for his wild lifestyle and degenerate antics, his former friends still wanted to help and see him improve.
Yeah, stealing from the self-checkout line, it's like, okay, a lot of people do this. But opening up a bag of Cheetos, eating like a handful of Cheetos and just throwing the bag back on the shelf, that is barbarian, unwashed, fucking, like, savage behavior. You do not do that. Steal the bag from the self-checkout line like a normal person.
To compare the two, but Jake Paul back in the day was going down a path that people could see from the outside could lead to a bad outcome. And even Jake Paul recently was on the podcast with George Janko, and he pretty much said the same thing that Ricky said about Jack Doherty, that Jack Doherty, he's going down this path, but Jack Doherty's mindset towards all of this, he hears it, and he just hears it all as hate, not taking it as love, that people want to help him.
By the 10th of April 2024, Jack would upload a rather angry response to his former friends, and to deflect the criticism.
I'm tired of hypocrites. Everyone that has ever come after me has done everything I've done because they're fake. And I cut them off months ago, and now they went to trying to going the route of exposing me because I won't come to them. They're just fake. They're desperate for clout and they're jealous.
In between all of his swearing,
You got to admit, right? Because, like, I'm the kind of guy that I try to take everything on the internet like it's entertainment. And I see something like this. I think it's funny. I do. I think this kid's funny. And it's not funny as in like an I like him kind of way. It's funny as in like there's characters on TV shows that are really obnoxious and they make the TV show more interesting.
The unity wills.
Yeah, it's funny.
Witness the unity's might.
Jack accused his haters of trying to be like him, but failing, and claimed he never did
it's
anything
like Cartman.
wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to expose. Everything I do is already out there. I'm not a bad person. If I did anything wrong, I would be in trouble, but I'm not because people like to twist, make it seem like what it's not because they just can't believe what I've accomplished and they just want to say everything that's not true to cope with the fact that they're not at where I'm at. People try to.
I'm sorry, but I think this is so funny. I do. This is so funny. The king is tired. Yes, it's so good.
What's on your mind?
But he was like Cartman. I know.
Stand by for phase jump.
Do what you do, and if they don't succeed, they just hate.
The allegations made against Jack would only continue to increase, as another one of his former associates named Norway made against Jack.
Oh my God! Look at all that.
Would only continue to increase, as another one of his former associates named Norway would accuse him of housing a minor.
Jack, I'm gonna tell people she was 17, Jack. Sophie girl. Not Sophia. Sophia's little sister was 17. That was at the house. And then you said they were going back to the house. 4 days later, Jack, Ace invited.
I always take all this stuff with a grain of salt. You think that's true? Talk to the fucking police. Yeah, like this is a serious accusation. Like, yeah, well, it involved the police. I
Daddy, please forgive me, or Daddy, please come over or something. But I didn't want to come over because you were 17-year-old, and Jack, I messaged you, I told you to kick them out, and then you didn't do shit about it because you were in Dubai. But yeah.
In his Twitter community, Jack would address the situation.
He switched to only that fast. You know what the best thing about this is?
Commerce upgrade complete.
How I just read it. At no point in time does he deny the fact that she was 17.
Witness the unity's might.
Harmony research complete. Hostility research tier complete.
Never says it. That's not even about it, bro.
The unity's might.
With a tweet that read, "Can't believe Norway switched up on me that fast. I never even kicked him out. I genuinely cared about the kid and did everything for him, and still would. Hope one day he realizes how good he had it, and how he threw away his best friend for 15 seconds of fame." Underneath Drama Alert's coverage of the tweet,
nothing about the girl at all.
Jack would defend himself by stating, "That minor he said I had out my house was invited by him, and right when I found out, she got kicked out. TF do I get out of having minors at my house? I never invite girls to my house. I have a GF. Think what you want, but I have too much to lose to do stupid stuff like that." Norway wasn't the only.
I mean, to be fair, I'll tell you, that's probably as. But like, why are you eating bags of Cheetos at Walmart that you hadn't paid for? Because like, that's really, like, I'd say that's even dumber. than the girl. Like, that's like you are, like, that's,
splintered.
Bro, a dog doesn't do that.
Done and dusted.
You can have, I've seen dogs at Walmart that don't do that.
Armor is compromised. We won't last
GTA, yeah, this is like Grand Theft Auto.
all around us.
It's hearsay though? Yeah, and to be fair, I think it's a good argument that, like, yeah, I'm in this great position. Why the fuck would I bring a minor to my house? I honestly think it's like an accusation that's that crazy. You know, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And if this is true, then the police should be involved and not Twitter. That's my opinion.
The one accusing Jack of acting inappropriately with minors, as Neon also brought up similar allegations months prior.
You're a fucking joke. Let me tell you exactly what Jack does. I don't care. You want to say that? Now I'm going to violate you and expose your script. Here's what you do. I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. You get 17...
Oh my god, I just... This kid is always so funny.
Unleash
18-year-old girls, the night before their birthday, you buy a $10,000 yacht every time. You get them drunk.
Wait.
The night before their birthday, you buy
So the night before their 18th birthday?
a $10,000 yacht every time. You get them drunk and they sign a contract. 50% of their life every single time. Fuck you.
Stranger still, the pattern of former friends and colleagues accusing Jack of...
So he's like spawn camping them? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you, like, I mean, that's insane. You're getting a 10K yacht? Well, because he's renting it, probably. He rents it for 10K, yeah. Sure.
That way feels
like a 10K rental fee? Yeah, that absolutely.
Being too close with minors extends all the way back to December 2023. When Natalie Reynolds made similar claims in a tweet that read, "Oh, by the way, the grooming thing..."
This is the girl. This is the girl that convinced the crazy fat lady to jump into the water downtown here in Austin who couldn't swim, and then she ran away as the police were coming to rescue the woman.
Civilian structure complete.
Witness the unity.
It's crazy how, like,
The
yeah.
moment of our vengeance is at hand. Witness the unity's might.
Internet content nowadays is so exciting.
Darkness all around us.
It's really special, isn't it?
We're crippled and defenseless.
Yeah, small world, I guess so.
Splintered.
An auction
Ain't a joke, well,
is underway.
this girl was 17 and Jack waited months for her birthday to get her drunk and sign a contract on a yacht, as well as Jack Doherty has paid someone to take Jack, get her drunk, and sign a contract on a yacht.
Just turned 18. I started my OnlyFans. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. This is like such a crazy accusation. Like, I almost don't even want to talk about it or like make any assertions on this, because like
We are exiles no
it's
longer.
just
They may prove
like
too
this is like actually like
For once,
a
our
jail
minds
time
feel
thing, right? I mean, this is like a jail
battle for the very
like
soul of
do not
unity.
pass go type
Harmony
situation.
research complete.
Like, if this is true,
We are ready.
like crazy bad.
Control group created.
We sensed
Yo,
your presence.
as well as Jack Doherty has paid someone to take down and ban my Instagram account. Insecure narcissist is mad he can't make money off me anymore, and I'm realizing the truth. Stick to grooming minors. While none of these allegations have been proven or disproven, it's clear that the people close to Jack Doherty are slowly turning against him and revealing who he truly is when the cameras aren't rolling. Even State Farms, his insurance company, wants nothing to do with him.
Severe damage sustained. All systems are failing.
Done and dusted.
I didn't expect this one.
To place a bid.
This order. Can we follow
State
through?
Farm?
According to a recent TMZ article, Jack attempted to use his renter's insurance to cover his ongoing lawsuit. However, State Farm claims it's gone outside his coverage and is appealing to the judge to exclude them from the case. From the look of things, Jack is rapidly running out of allies.
An insurance company not wanting to have to pay out any money. Yeah, I would have never expected this. Which, to be fair, in this case, they're right.
And only time will tell how many he'll have left by the time the legal battles are over. In his early days, Jack assumed
Ready weapon systems.
Is it time? Whatever the unity wills. We remain skeptical.
harassing and taking advantage of people to promote his content was a good long-term strategy, but sadly, he couldn't have been more wrong. The fake friends and bodyguards he used to hide behind are dropping like flies, and no one in the community is willing to stand by him. Right now, Jack is at a crossroads in his career. Either he owns up to his mistakes and cleans up the gigantic mess he made, or he remains the way he is now and continues to blame everyone but himself. With that being said, at least he's not losing as many subscribers as his self-help YouTube guru, who is currently facing one of the largest downfalls in YouTube history. Click the video on screen to find out why.
That's insane. One thing I'll say. Give me 1 second. I'll talk about
Jack
this for a
Doe.
minute. I think that there is no way for this kid to repair his image. There's no light at the end of this tunnel. The only reason why he was popular is because he's making content for obnoxious teenage kids. And every year that you spend getting older is a year that 12-year-olds have a harder time relating to you. So the reality is that as he gets older, his career will naturally decrease because this type of content is appealing to really, really young kids. So as soon as young kids aren't watching this anymore, then people are going to, he'll age out. And I think he already has. And also, like, as he gets older, there's going to be more people that, and I think also this is another problem, is that it's easy to do pranks and be goofy when you're really small in terms of, like, popularity. Because people don't notice you or recognize you or have anything to do with you. But the problem is that once you get bigger and you're doing this, you have more to lose, and companies and people will be more willing to go after you. And so the type of content that's built around harassing people and being abusive, etc., this content doesn't have a long lifespan. It can't exist in the long term. It can only exist in like a very, very short period of time, and then it effectively burns out. And I don't think that he can really, I don't think he can recover his image, because the problem is that there's no other personality. Like, there's a lot of people, I think, that can redeem their image and they can transition to doing another kind of content. But the problem is that this guy has done absolutely nothing to show that he is anything more than an obnoxious loser. That's it. That's been the only thing. Like, for example, Aiden Ross. You might hate Aiden Ross, but I think he did a pretty damn good job with that interview with Trump. And he's done a few other things that are not pure harassment that were successful. This kid hasn't done any of that. He hasn't done a single one of those things. He's just been obnoxious. So that's it. Logan was the dumbest person on the internet, but he changed.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
The problem is that Logan Paul's content was obnoxious, but it was never built around harassing people. Like, I mean, to be fair, I mean, maybe you could say harassing, you know, corpses used to be people, but it was never really built around harassing people. Like, not to the same extent that his content is. And I think that's really where the difference is. You see kind of what I'm saying here? And also, he apologized for that and he went too far.
Hostility research complete.
And so Japan might disagree on that. He hasn't changed as a person, still is an asshole. Why do you think he didn't box that guy? Because the guy would have beat the shit out of him within 3 seconds. That's why. Like, he didn't box anybody. He's, like, by the way, if you look at this entire video, there's never a single point where he's actually being violent towards anybody. Like, he might walk towards somebody or go like this, but he, like, at no point did he ever touch anybody. CryptoZoo? Yeah. Do you need people that defends things like this to benefit their otherness or ex-watchers? Well, I don't really know. Why do people think the Japanese forest video was real? I'm not sure whether it was or not. That's not really the point that I'm making. All I'm saying is that Logan Paul had a lot of other content and did a lot of other things that were not just uniquely described as, like, harassing strangers in public or performing crimes in public for attention. That is the problem. That's the reason why you have this hostility. And that's why it's hard to recover from this. It's that if you do this, and that's the only reason why people watch you, and then you stop doing it, well, then people are going to stop watching you. It's pretty simple, actually. I'll be right back.
Civilian structure complete. Hostility research complete. Logistics upgrade complete. Production of the item is complete.
entirely sure if like that's the case. It's a bug. Yeah, it could also be a bug.
And then finally, here's Stockeye actually showing his analytics. You can see how much money he is making from ads and how far it has dropped. For some people, it's half. For some people, they're making 10, 20% of what they used to make. And the way ads worked on Twitch for a long time was a very simple calculation. What is your viewership? Okay, what is your ad density? How many ads are you running an hour? And where are your viewers from? Because advertisers view viewers differently depending on their location. That is it. That is the only factors that went in. And then however much money Twitch made from advertising, they would pay you out, like a percentage portion, all right? You know, something like 30, 40, 50, some percent based off your deal of how much money they made from the advertisers. The issue is that only works if they have advertisers.
That's been the problem. That right there is the point of contention. That is why we're having this conversation, is because of that. Right there.
A lot of advertisers have pulled out, okay? They have pulled out, and it has hit Twitch hard. All right, and I'll talk in a minute what my prediction is for what will happen to that advertising money. But first, let's talk about why they pulled out. Where did the advertisers go? Did they hate Twitch all of a sudden?
That's right.
Well, the genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch.
It's obviously I did this.
Hostility research complete.
Asmon got banned after making some comments about Palestinian people, some very negative comments about Palestinian people. He got banned off of Twitch.
I was a very bad
boy. And this sort of caused a domino effect where people are like, okay, you ban Asmon for saying this thing about Palestinian people.
Yes.
But, you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people? And
which is a great question.
Before the unity.
Amazing question to ask. Also, keep in mind the entire crusade, because let's just cut all of the bullshit. A lot of this is because a lot of people just don't fucking like Hassan.
All shall join the unity.
You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Hassan has said a number of things over the years that sound really bad. I don't want to get into a big fucking debate about whether they are bad or who was right, but we can all acknowledge that there's a lot of people that didn't like him, okay? A lot of people didn't like them. And people are using all of these examples to try to get advertisers to leave.
We have cleansed the
That's the reason why. That's the main reason. So my situation might have made this bigger than it already was, but this was already happening before I even had any of, I never got suspended, I didn't have anything to do with this. And you can look at like the posts and you can date the posts and see that.
That happened a lot, because this is an issue Twitch has been dealing with for years.
You could say that I died for their sins. Now, I wouldn't say that, but you can say that. There are some people, there are a lot of people actually that do say that. Tremendous amount of people that say that.
Which is inconsistency in their bans.
That's true.
All right, they have their code of conduct, their terms of service, whatever. They have to ban based off of that, and sometimes it's not upheld consistently.
Not enough crystal.
All right, and so this became, you can see October 16th is the day Asmon got banned, a very common trend. All right. Oh, you ban Asmon? Well, what about when Frogan said this, you know, crazy thing about U.S. soldiers? All right. And Twitch got basically controversy after controversy after controversy.
That's crazy. So I'll say this too. A lot of people are getting mad about the way that Ludwig framed me in the video. Sometimes you're the farmer, other times you're the crop. I make videos that are drama videos all the time about people. A lot of times people make videos about me. They're not always going to get things completely right. I don't think Ludwig is acting in bad faith here. You guys don't have to get mad at him on my behalf. If you want to, because you have like some, you think Ludwig and Hassan are like planning this, you know, behind the scenes, go ahead. I'm not going to try to fight you on this, okay? I'm not going to argue about this. But coming from like me, it doesn't bother me. It's totally fine.
Speak your mind.
I'm not mad. I'm not offended.
Say no more.
There's nothing wrong.
All right, and at first, this was maybe just some like social media stuff, but then there was a concerted effort by people to go straight to the advertisers, right? Because Twitch wasn't bucking. They weren't like banning other people for their comments based off the social media blow up. They were just kind of holding fast. They banned Asmon. They're like, okay, we're good now. Please leave us alone.
Yeah,
that did not work. They were not
because Twitch doesn't give a fuck. They just want to have people stop complaining. That's it.
Alone. Not only were they not left alone, their advertisers were not left alone. And this is one of the other genesises I can see of advertisers now getting involved after the Asmon ban. And here's a tweet that said, made a video of what you can do. It's a long video, so I'll just distill it. But basically, it was email the advertisers that Twitch worked with who were displayed prominently in sections that people viewed as like anti-Semitic, and get them involved.
Or racist or whatever.
He says, fuck Twitch for making me do this cancel culture, cuck fucks, and blueser shit. But that is exactly what happened. It was a attempt at...
Well, the reason why people contact advertisers is because it works. A lot of advertisers don't really care about anything other than not having problems. So they just, if people start complaining, they just immediately pull out because they don't have any real investment in this situation one way or another. This isn't their fight. They don't care. They just want to move away from it. That's it. And this is why I'm very much not a fan of relying on advertising. Because if you do, it's only a matter of time till something like this happens. Because they don't have really your best interest in mind, and from their perspective, you don't have their best interest in mind either. So it's always a tenuous relationship, and that's why you see this happen. Like now, we've been on the internet now for a long time, right? The internet's been existing for a long time. We've seen this like kind of, ebb and flow, right? Where there's been a lot of advertising, and then something happens, then they all go away, and then they come back, and it's like, it's one of those things.
Creating an adpocalypse attempt. Very successful. Now Twitch tried to curb this. They tried to appease advertisers, and also the Anti-Defamation League was getting involved, and they banned several Arab streamers following a Habibi rating panel that was at TwitchCon, and you can see the sponsors are in the background of this. This was going viral. I promise, all of these sponsors got thousands of emails in their inbox after this, and it worked. Now you might think to yourself,
and like, I mean, if you're a sponsor, like as I said, I don't really I don't like this whole appeal to advertisers thing. I don't like it, but it does work, and so people are going to use a strategy that works because they're looking for a specific outcome. So that's just what happens. Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, Ludwig, this was like a month ago, right? We're November 16th now. Asmon got banned October 16th.
It was a while ago.
The banning of the people at the TwitchCon panel was October 21st. Well, how do you think ad deals work? It rolls over the next month. So the reason ad rates plummeted in November is because all those advertisers pulled out.
So Ludwig is actually saying something that's true, but I don't think that he's going far enough in the circumstance. I actually think that this could have a ripple effect that could go into next year. Because right now, like, this is the way that a lot of advertising contracts work, is that advertising is decided for the next year around this time period, right? Or even before then. So a lot of people are going to see this happening, and they will be hesitant to re-sign or to approach advertising on Twitch now in 2025. So we're really not seeing the effects of it until probably later on next year. Because that's really what's going to tell. Like, it's not like every advertiser on YouTube left YouTube the day after PewDiePie was on the bridge, right? It took a period of time. And it's the same thing with this.
Await your command.
Out for the month of November, and there's no way in that 2-week period for Twitch to resell a bunch of ad slots to brand new advertisers, especially when brand new advertisers are going to see this blowing up on social media and not want to touch it with a 60-foot
Absolutely.
All right, so there's currently in Twitch world a pissing, right? Hassan is blaming Asmongold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says Asmon is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
We cannot taking blame himself and probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time.
It's a 200. Okay. More journalistic inaccuracies.
Exotics have
if I had to guess.
I thought this guy went to journalism
what is
school.
Twitch doing about it? Twitch has done two main things.
What is this?
One is they're trying to have the most perfectly crafted, curated conduct policy to be able to catch all things that could offend anyone and make advertisers as happy as possible. And this is a very hard thing to do in an ever-changing world. Their latest change has been making the term Zionist along with
the problem why Twitch is having a problem is because everybody knows who the problem boys are. We all know who the problem boys are, and we all know the stuff that's problematic. Everybody sees it, but everybody has to pretend like it's not there. The reason why is because a lot of the people, this is, I mean, I might sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but, you know, this is what I think. I think the reason why this stuff is happening on Twitch is because the people on Twitch agree with it. The people that work at the moderation team and work at Twitch agree with the things that are being said on the website. So they're not banning it, or they're defending it, or they're looking at it with a more soft perspective. And they're not looking at it the way that a lot of, I think, average people are. I think that's the most logical way to approach this. Now, does this mean everybody at Twitch is like that? Of course not. Does it mean that most people are? No, not necessarily. All it takes is a handful of people in, you know, specific positions, and then this becomes a widespread problem. That's really what happens.
The unities will be done. At last.
A term now prohibited. Now that gets you banned off the website. The other thing they have done is they are now using tags as a way to demonetize creaters. So, you know, there's this thing on Twitch that people usually use as jokes called tags. So, like, Kai's tags are short and loud. You know, Asmon's tags are bald. Okay? But some of the tags are very legitimate and well used, like the language tags. And some are now enforced, like the politics tag. And if you have a tag like politics or something maybe like sexual themes,
is this
well,
Iris?
You're not going to be making money off ads. And we know that because here's a clip of someone talking about that who has those sexual theme tags.
Assault our world. I play like three hours ad, and I get 0.08 USD money from it.
She played 3 hours of ads and she made 8 cents. Okay?
It's pretty good.
8 cents total.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to happen next? The ad money's going to come back. Maybe not to where it was before, at least not for a while.
It'll always come back. It always, this is what happens, because the advertisers don't really care about this problem. They only care about people caring about the problem. So one thing that you have to keep in mind with any internet drama is that it all has a shelf life. Anything bad that happened 5 years ago is probably a joke now. People joke around with it now. Now, everybody might have pretended back then that it mattered, but nobody really gives a shit about this. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about any of this, right? Like, let's just be honest here, guys. This is on the internet. It's like, you want to make this go away? Here, I'll tell you. Here's how you make it go away.
We sensed your presence.
Where'd it go?
At last.
I don't see it. It's not there.
Military structure complete.
None of it's fucking real. People are just getting recreationally offended on the internet. And people use this outrage as a form of entertainment. And I get that. I understand that. I mean, I'm part of that. I'm a victim of it and also a perpetrator. And I think that many people also in the chat are. But nobody really cares.
Defense upgrade complete.
Just keep that in mind. Nobody actually really cares about this.
Hostility research complete.
Not nobody, right? But basically nobody.
But we know this because this has happened before. If you remember, YouTube had an adpocalypse in 2017. Now, a lot of people blame PewDiePie for it. I would argue that's a bit reductive. In the same way, it might be reductive to blame a single person for the adpocalypse on Twitch today. At that same time that PewDiePie had a video with a bunch of edgy jokes, there were also terrorist training videos found on YouTube that had advertisers on them.
Yeah, usually what happens is that one event acts as kind of a catalyst for everybody else to look for other events too, where it's like, oh wow, this happened? Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god, this other thing happened too. What the fuck? And then it's like, you know, when it rains, it pours.
But the thing is, it's not like if you go to YouTube, there's fucked up shit on there. Still, you know, there's
why are people saying nobody mentioned? He didn't mention Hassan. He just said terrorist. Of course he did, right, guys? I love the schizos that get mad about this. By the way, before somebody sends this to me, I'm joking. Okay, I don't actually think Hassan's a fucking terrorist. Before somebody tries to start drama or whatever, it's a joke. Anyway. It's very obvious that there's a lot of people on Twitch that have said things that they should have gotten in more trouble for. Absolutely.
The unities will be done.
However,
civilian structure complete.
It's just,
retribution
of course,
ours.
people are going to say this. Like,
Military
people hate
structure
unfairness. They hate
civilian
hypocrisy.
Structure complete.
That's what. And the reason why people hate hypocrisy, let me explain why. This is my opinion, okay? Like, what the fuck do I know? My opinion. The reason why I think people hate hypocrisy is because of the implicit disrespect that it puts in there. That it makes the person believe. It's like, I'm doing something that's contradictory, and I am insulting your intelligence by doing this, thinking that you won't notice. That's why people react so personally to hypocrisy, is because they view the hypocrisy as a slight against themselves personally. That's the reason why. I've thought about this a lot.
What does the unity will?
There's definitely still stuff that advertisers would not want to advertise on. I can look this shit up if I want.
Why is
you can look this up. If you look up nude yoga, there's some shit on there that advertisers do not want to be on. That is still available on YouTube. Because there should be a difference on what is available to watch on a platform and what advertisers want to be a part of on a platform.
The problem is that, so he's talking about this, I think he's kind of right. I've got to change this.
Civilian structure complete. Military structure complete.
I think that, like, for example, like, Twitch can't have a porn section. Because advertisers won't be on a platform, won't want to be on a platform that porn is hosted on. So even if it's not directly connected to the advertisers, they still will care. So the content, like, there's a gray area, right? It's not like binary, but there is some content that just can't be on the platform, period, like porn.
Military structure complete.
What about condom adverts? I don't know.
Phase jump underway.
Not everything that's on a platform should just be stuff that advertisers want to see. We should not become Coco Melon TV on every single platform. In the same way that not everything on a platform should be only things advertisers don't want. Like, well, let's be frank, Kick. Okay, you don't want both.
Kick has an advertiser. It's called Steak. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Planet item ready.
Reality is you need a mix, but to have a mix, you need a lever to be able to punish people accordingly. And what I mean by that is right now on Twitch, the biggest problem that I see is the only way they have to punish people, or the main way they've had to punish people, is a ban. And a ban is very strict. It is 100 to 0. Turn the water off. Okay? You cannot make any content at all anymore at all ever.
Best 2 weeks of my life. Ooh, it was so good. It was amazing.
All right? That's a little bit strict. On YouTube, they have a pretty good system. You've probably heard of it, right? Most videos, if everything's good to go, they're monetized.
They're green.
Okay,
then
maybe that's what the green money sign is. Maybe you have the gray money sign. That means you didn't monetize. Okay? You just didn't monetize that shit. Red means you can't monetize it.
That's right.
Now, this could be for copyright or because maybe what the content is about. That's what the red is.
You probably, because you said the N-word too many times. You can only say it 7 times in the video.
Can't monetize it. And then there's yellow, which is this video in YouTube. If you ever ask them, we'll always say this. is not being suppressed by the algorithm, but will not be shown to advertisers. Now, YouTubers will always
limited. It's limited advertisers, like where there's like a spectrum. But yeah,
tell you that if it has the yellow money sign, it is being suppressed. The views are worse. YouTube says the opposite, but fact remains, this does not make money. The advertisers will not go on this video. Now, there's another section which is yellow with the 18 plus.
I never even
So not
seen
only
that.
can they not be monetized, the channel must be 18 plus to watch. Those do get suppressed, obviously,
Yeah, I never
because
seen
it's just
that.
being shown to less people total. But this is the system that YouTube uses now. And this spawned, in part, from the apocalypse. As opposed to all content being equal and being able to be monetized just based off those three factors. Views, ad density, where the viewers...
YouTube's ad delivery system is infinitely better than Twitch in pretty much every single way. Like, Google AdWords and Google AdSense is the premier best ad program in the entire world.
What does the Unity will?
Like, and as far as I know, there's nothing else that's even remotely close. Like, Twitch is where Google was in, like, 2009.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
are from. It is now also based off what the content of the contents of the content is. You get me? And Twitch hasn't had a good way to do that. I think this tag system is also not the best way to do that because people can lie quite easily about tags, and tags are seen as a bit of a joke. So imagine if you had to do on Twitch, is what I think they should do.
No, I disagree with that. I think the tags are a good solution. The reason why is because Twitch will put them on your channel without like your control. So this happens to a lot of girls, like OnlyFans girls. They'll do like hot tub streams or something, and then Twitch will put a label for sexual content on their channel, and it'll be like a, you know, like like a big red like dollar sign, right? Like what Ludwig is talking about. And so what happens is that now they're not making any money. And so they have to spend a period of time because they can't take that off themselves. Twitch has to take that off. And that's what a Twitch person told me, is that they said, hey, bro, like, make sure that you put this on your stream because, you know, like, if you don't, we're going to have to put it on for you. And then he's basically saying, like, you have to do it. And then I go to look at, and he had already done it for me. Yeah, it's a scarlet letter. Yeah. The letter is L.
The same thing you have to do on YouTube when you upload a video. When you start up a stream, you have to do this. So when you upload a YouTube video, first thing you have to do, does it have paid advertising? You have to disclose, all right? This is required. You instantly make you do that. I think that'd be a good thing. All right, if I want to monetize, I want to make some money. Let's make some money. Fuck it. It'll make you go to an ad suitability form. And basically, I have to fill out, okay, do I have some censored profanity or words like hell or damn? Did I say bitch, douchebag, or asshole? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I did do that. Okay. Does it have adult sexual content? Okay. Yeah, I had romance and kissing. Okay.
And you can see how this ad system is just infinitely better than Twitch. And also, like, if you click the wrong buttons with this, you'll probably get away with it for a little while, for sure. But eventually you won't.
Oh no, I had some exposed minimal sexual body parts. Now the ads are automatically.
Somebody got their dick out.
So I have the burden of answering myself. Now you could say, well, you would just lie on this. Here's what YouTube does. They have a bot automatically check.
Yeah.
If they find discrepancies and your rating accuracy is low, they might not monetize your video. And
right.
I have been a bit of a victim of this. It looks like you might have made some mistakes.
Yep.
And what happens is now I have more bots. Basically, more bots check my shit because I was wrong. Because every time I do it, I just say, yeah, I have some slight swearing, and sometimes I have a bit more swearing because I'm playing League with some degenerate assholes.
Yeah,
but
it's their fault, not his.
To me how Twitch should be, right? They'll need some bots to be able to scour the content. Probably have to do this manually. But
I don't think that they can. I disagree with that. I actually think that probably in 5 years, less than 5 years, they're going to be able to use AI to parse out in real time and then make an algorithm for how often, you know, somebody says certain words and then create a matrix that decides to put them inside of a different advertising suitability, like a matrix. Like, I feel like that's obviously what you do, right?
We must act.
I think not very realistic because they haven't been able to do this in the past decade that I have known Twitch, the website.
Here's the truth. It's that Twitch doesn't really make a lot of money. Like Google's ad delivery system is a massive part of their revenue. Like it literally makes them like the ad delivery system by itself makes like probably 10 to 50 times as much money as Twitch does altogether. So Amazon as a service, if you go on Amazon Prime and you go to Amazon to buy something, the amount of like videos that you get or advertisements that you get for like appropriate or like similar like products that are sponsored is actually quite good. And it actually is so good that it tricks people into thinking that they're legitimate results. And that's why, you know, they're getting paid big money. But advertising on Twitch isn't that important to Amazon because it's not a big part of their business model. Like, they don't really do, like, as far as I know, right? I could be wrong about this. They don't really do, like, massive ad sales in the same way that Google does. So this isn't a priority for them in the same way that it is for Google. So that's the reason why. And I don't think Twitch is really going to make it that much better. But I do think Twitch needs to do a little bit better with having, you know, like, better consolidation.
Sorry, mate.
They cannot continue to make their main way of demonetization banning by upholding their code of conduct and their terms of service. They should continue to ban people when people are breaking it.
Yeah.
But they're going to fuck up, they're going to miss, and they're missing way too much. At a certain point, you have to realize, hey man, hang up the fucking jersey. All right, we need a new solution because your ban solution isn't working. So anyway,
the reason why it's not working is because the people that are running the website are biased. That's the reason why. There's no logical reason why E-Rob should have gotten banned for 30 days because he said he was going to jokingly get in a fight with somebody at TwitchCon. And, or like, I don't know if it was the TwitchCon or somewhere else. E-Rob got banned for 30 days because of that. And Central Committee gets banned for 3 days for saying that he's offering $100,000 for somebody to do something bad to somebody very clearly referencing Destiny live on his stream. You can't have these two things exist and tell me that there's any form of parity there. It's a very obvious bias. Everybody can see the bias. That's why they're mad. People are frustrated and angry because they see this bias, it's happening right in front of everyone, and we're all supposed to pretend like it's not. And I think that's what the problem is. You're dishonest. I really don't think that I am dishonest with this. I really don't think so. I think that my take on this is probably the only, like, I am probably one of the only people that I think is being honest. See, with mainstream media, yeah, it's all flat out. Like, you just look at it, right? That's literally what happened. They trying to gaslight us? It's embarrassing? Yeah. It's crazy. You know all the controversy, though, because Twitch doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in general, that's what's going on. Obvious bias is obvious. It's so obvious. And so anyway, that's what I think the problem is. I think the problem is that the moderation and the enforcement department, or like decision-making department of Twitch, is not making good decisions. I don't know what the solution to that is. I'm not going to call for people to get fired, right? But something needs to change. There needs to be some form of external accountability, some form of employee training, some form of, like, you know, shared, like, vision on what is and is not allowed. It's a huge problem right now. That's the reason why it's happening. Because nobody chooses to get banned. Twitch chooses to ban people.
We await your command.
That's the adpocalypse.
It's their fault.
The reason I say some of the money will return is because the way it worked on YouTube is the month after the adpocalypse that I believe happened in February, ad rates dropped by 70, 80% for some people, and then mellowed out to about, I think, a 30% reduction after a couple of months. So I expect at least by, well, maybe December, because advertisers love advertising in December, ad rates will be back up a bit, probably not to where they were, and maybe in a year from now, if Twitch does good, and they're able to actually show content for advertisers that advertisers want to be shown, then they might be back all the way. That would
it's if you build 100 bridges and you suck one dick, you're not a bridge builder, you're a dick sucker. And the fact is that 99.999% of content on Twitch is totally fine and there's no problems. But when one person says one thing, if one guy in one game, in one country, on one bridge, with one sniper rifle, says one word, well, that's everybody. Everybody's talking about that.
Spit it out.
What does the Unity will?
Be the steps that they need to take. Anyway, I stream over here on YouTube sometimes, so I don't gotta worry about any of this shit. But that's what's going on with Twitch. I see Apocalypse. All right, see you later. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye.
So, let me go back. I'll watch this real quick and
that's right.
Not watch it, but like talk about it for a minute. So it seems like companies don't really care. It's people that care and pressure them into taking actions like this. You're completely right. Do you think this applies to Sasha Grey, for example? I think if she was an active porn star, maybe. I don't think she is. I'm pretty sure she retired, so you know, maybe it could become an issue, but I don't think it really is, because the fact is that like a lot of the actual porn stars, like Sasha Grey, for example, you know, dress more modestly than this even, right? And so it's because like, you know, it's like I'm not on the clock, right? I don't need to be naked. I'm not going to be naked. It's like, you know, you work at a restaurant and, you know, you start to hate the food there. So I could easily see for a lot of them it might have, you know, a similar psychological effect. But I work with companies in advertising. They're more worried about their brand than the people are. Yeah, well, like, so Connor, like, you're bringing up a really good point, but I think you're making my point. So you're saying that I work with companies in advertising. They're more worried about their brand than people are. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? They're extremely worried about their brand. Why? Because people's perception of it will change. That's my whole point. They're worried about the brand because of how people will see it. It's about the association. Yeah, exactly. No, he's not going to get banned. Why would he get banned? Like, he's not... There's nothing rude he's saying at all. Like, he's not going to get banned. Like, I'm disagreeing with... Everything's fine. Anyway, so... No, you're fine, bro. Like, but that's how I see it. And I feel like that's what makes the most sense. And let's see, I'll look at a few more of these. The egg, obviously. What gave the egg pre-chickens? I don't know. Maybe they're like a little bit different. I think, you know, probably happens over millions of years. So here's the point, is that I can see why a lot of people are extremely critical of Ludwig in this video. And I think that it's very fair for people to say that Ludwig kind of brushed over the entire, like, the reasons why this has happened. And I think that, like, it's kind of like the elephant in the room. Hassan clearly is like one of the biggest proponents of this. I would say he is the biggest proponent to a lot of the contention around the, you know, quote, adpocalypse. He's the main reason why this is, like, 90% of the examples that are being used are him. Like, or maybe not 90, it might be 80, 70%. But it's like the majority of all examples on the entire platform are all Hassan. So, yeah, very clearly this is the reason why it's happening. Now, you can say that it's unfair, but that's fine. That's okay. But you can't say it's not happening, or that's not the reason. So blocking Israel and ADL memes? Oh, no, that's definitely bad. But I'm talking about people's actions on the website. Of course, there are other things like them blocking Israel and things like that, too. You're totally right. So, and Hassan probably has no clue what's going on. I mean, I think he probably knows what's going on. I mean, of course he does. And so people see Hassan can get away with it and they start doing it too. Maybe, right? He changed the video after the miskip part. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to start drama, but I think it is pretty... And this is the problem, is that, like, I ran into the same problem that Ludwig is running into right now. And so, like, this is what I did about it. Because I covered drama with people that I was friends with. And then the way that I covered it didn't align with, like, what the public sentiment was. And because it didn't align with what the public sentiment was, people thought that I was being biased. So I don't think that we should spend a lot of time talking about whether Ludwig is lying or not, because it doesn't matter and none of us really know that. But what we can say is that very clearly a lot of people believe that he is. And this is a problem that I've run into many times myself. My best advice, and what I've found to be the best way of handling this, is to just simply not talk about drama involving people that you're close friends with. Just don't talk about it. And the reason why is because if you do talk about it, people will think that you're being biased, even if you're not being biased. Judges recuse themselves from cases all the time. And I think that Ludwig is, you know, he's going to cause himself a lot of unnecessary stress.
We shall do as
and,
you command.
You know, just make people mad at him, really for no fucking reason. Not Trump? Yeah, and so I think that really, because, like, I would, if I was watching this video and I didn't know anything about the situation, I would think that I was the one that caused all of this to happen. And it was pretty much centered entirely around me. When the truth is that, yeah, the majority of the discourse around this is surrounding Hassan. That's just the truth. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Exactly. And that's the reason why I try not to talk about topics like that. Did you look at the Mizkif clip? I did. And Ludwig should just not talk about these situations, never has anything at risk. When he's never done the most milquetoast opinion. Why do people think that Ludwig has some obligation to have a hot take? Has it ever occurred to you that maybe he just wants to make content and, you know, do things in a vanilla way? Like, if he wants to be a vanilla milquetoast content creator, then what's the problem? Like, that's fine. Like, why is that path not possible? Yeah, I mean, it's his channel. He can express himself how he wants. People are just mad that he's not saying what they want him to. Just a content creator is also a journalist? Yeah. And so anyway, but I'll link you guys the video. I don't, I want to say that, like, obviously I was kind of blamed for this. Since we're talking about it right now, I will refer to it again. I do not think that I was the... I think maybe I lit the fuse for this bomb, but I didn't make the bomb. I'm not the one blowing up here. It's all these other people that have said way worse stuff than I have multiple fucking times. Many, many times.
Our time has come.
There's other people, like, I said something stupid I shouldn't have said. These people said something that they could have had the fucking FBI... Well, they did in one case, right? Had the FBI involved with. They're committing crimes. Like, it's the difference between, like, being a stupid, belligerent asshole and committing crimes. And the fact is that they're a lot closer to that line than I am. And so, we didn't start the fire, it's always been burning. Yeah, and so, this has been going on for quite a while. It's not my fault. I think it's funny to kind of, like, take a little bit of blame for it, just as a joke. But the truth is that I really didn't cause this to happen. I didn't.
We await your command.
This was already happening. Sorry. Yeah. Well, Apocalypse is redundant. Advertisers pulled out because people blackmailed them into streamer drama. Nobody really cares about that kind of content that's being advertised. Well, then that still matters, right? Because if people know that it works, they're going to keep doing it. I'll link you guys the video. It's definitely your fault. Well, if people want to blame me, that's totally fine. I mean, I'm not going to fight you, and, like, I don't really care. I just know it's not, and so, like, you want to get mad at me, like, what?
Is at hand. Retribution is
what?
ours.
I mean, like, who gives a shit?
Vengeance is at
Did you see
hand.
Central Committee says anyone should be turning against you? Yeah, I did see that. I think that he needs to, like, I don't know, just like, bro, stop sending death threats.
We sensed your presence.
Just stop doing it. Like, I don't see, like, why do we have to have this big problem? Like, just stop sending death threats.
We are ready.
I feel like, yeah, what are we even doing? I feel like actually the, like a super majority of people are completely on my side with this. And you can see that with the YouTube videos. Like, a lot of the places where people are talking about this topic, people are overwhelmingly on my side and agreeing with me.
The enemy will know.
And I think what's the best, you know, litmus test for that? The fact that LSF said that, like, LSF isn't hating me. That's crazy. Wow.
The unity commands your destruction.
Wow.
The unity will survive.
The advertisers are ruining communism by pulling the ads. Zero accountability. The quickest way to anger a socialist pundit is to get in between them and the top 0.01% daily.
Our time has come. At last.
Let's move on.
We must
I was real fucked up for Twitch. Yeah, what do you think you're putting bounties on people? Said, yeah, they're not even getting mad at me, which is crazy. And apparently Ludwig live edited his video. Let me see here.
What does the Unity will?
Blaming Asmongold, okay? And we flip from that to Mizkif blaming Hassan. All right, let's watch that.
Mizkif is blaming Hassan, saying that everyone who does politics should be outright banned, and Asmon is
looking at me and
which is like already sweeping because Mizkif's saying, yeah, just ban Hassan, ban politics, because Mizkif actually knows what's going on. Ludwig does not. Ludwig thinks Asmongold is at all responsible. He is not. We know that for a fact. True. Okay? But he couldn't even allow that tiny bit, that 3 to 5 seconds of Hassan criticism was far too much for Hassan, okay? Too much for Hassan. Hassan had to send him a message. Ludwig, clean it up. Clean it up, Janny. Get it out of there. So now...
Hassan is blaming Asmongold.
That's why he just should have never made a video. Should have never made a fucking video. Should have never fucking talked about it. He didn't have to fucking talk about it. He could have just ignored it. Did not have to fucking get into this. Yeah. Like, that's what you get, right? I mean, I don't know what to say. Should have never done it. Yeah, Mizkif was farming. I think he's probably just fucking around. And also, like, I mean, if something's causing all the advertisers to leave, at a certain point, you do have to ask yourself, is it really worth it to have this content on the platform if it means risking everybody else's livelihood? I do think it's a fair question, right? It's like a trolley problem in a way. So it's an interesting conversation to have, even in a legitimate sense.
Only the Unity can protect us now.
Ludwig's already in hot waters because of the Mr. Beast situation. He's a classic fence sitter.
We sensed your presence.
I think that Ludwig does try to have his cake and eat it too, and present both sides of the argument. And I think that comes off to a lot of people as inauthentic and fake, and that's why people are angry at him. I think that's what's happening.
Fire. Harmony research complete.
Yeah, that's just that's what it is. But there's a lot of people. Here's the thing: most people don't want to be. I'll link his video again. As I said, I like Ludwig. I think he's a good guy. All the comments he made about me, I don't take any of them personally. It's totally fine.
Unleash our
literally no hostility at all.
The Unity's will be done. What does the Unity will?
I legitimately do, and I'm not sorry, by the way. I'm not sorry, because I would have never needed to be a catalyst if they had been applying the rules fairly the entire time. Yeah, it would have never happened. Because the reason why this happened is because they were letting people with extreme, like, violent political opinions do things that are insane on the website. And so when I say something that was stupid and I get in trouble for it, everybody else goes, what about the other stupid things? Why aren't they getting banned too? And this would have never fucking happened if they had held themselves accountable and not pretended like these things were not extreme. That's the reason why. And so you're the one with violent opinions? What I'm saying is that I'm not the only one. Look, if you want to blame me, haha, gotcha. I don't care. But like what I'm saying is that I'm not the only one with violent opinions. And that's the issue. That's the problem. And I think everybody sees that. And so, yeah, to be honest, you only lit the fuse? Yeah, they did. I didn't build the bomb. They did. So, yeah, that's the way I see it. They should just reduce the rules or moderate evenly. Well, I think they should, too. I think they absolutely should. So, yeah. And this is what's going on. Not everyone got consequences, yeah. W Destiny, W Asmongold. I don't know, like, I mean, obviously, I'm not sure how much, I mean, I know Dan's been, like, really on it, right? But, like, I don't know how much Destiny's really tried to press this at all. I have no idea. So, yeah. I think advertisers spent the big money to get back on X. New hateful conduct policy. Oh, I know that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and so let's go back over. We're gonna read some of the posts that people are making about this.
Logistics upgrade complete.
What does the Unity will?
Oh God, there we go.
Done and dusted.
Oh wow. The stock guy says watch the clip to the end. Oh, for sure, bro.
Production of the item is
$100 to $200 a day run, but I'm just gonna stop fucking anything on average, sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15.
Dude,
$15 fucking dollars in ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just gonna stop fucking anything I have because
when it rains, it pours.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the shit on my platform. I have nothing to do with it. I'm sitting over here in my own little fucking corner, doing my own thing, having a good time.
Well, now you know. That's it. Now you know. He said watch the whole clip. You want to link me the clip, bro?
Structure complete.
Yeah, if you want to link me the clip, I'll take a look at it. Asmund disables all ads. I don't have any. Yeah, I know. $15 is $15, though. There's a lot of people that say that for different reasons. We don't need full clip. Yeah, no. If he wants to, they got LSF's clip. All right, we're gonna look at it. Give me a second. Live stream.
Production of the item is complete.
What is this here? Stock guy. This is it. Let me see here. Oh, Quinn. Oh no, shit. Oh shit.
Structure complete.
Uh-oh. XQC on why he hates Twitch. Okay, let's start with stock guy. Are there any other follow-up clips here? Oh, I guess I can just click on this and then it'll link me to a stream and I can just click play full video, right? Naturally. Let me just go ahead and do that then.
And you know what my problem is? I'm gonna say it. I'm not even pissed off at this right now. A pony in this race. I can just see.
Civilian structure complete.
I lost. I don't blame the kid. You blame the person that can stop. Guess what?
Revenge.
That's on me.
We shall do as you command.
Sorry, I'm gonna
fucking crazy shit. I'm pissed off at Twitch.
We are ready.
Just out fences and stuff, right? Because I never want to rely.
Okay, all right, we're gonna look at it. It's 4 hours, yeah. Do you think one of the reasons you were banned so readily is because Twitch doesn't make a lot of money from your platform compared to others? I love this logic.
Complete.
Let's apply it in its full context. Twitch doesn't make a lot of money from me, so they banned me faster. I am not partnered with Twitch. Twitch runs ads on my channel because they want to make sure that they're not operating at a loss. So while every other streamer has an ad revenue sharing policy, I do not. Twitch is getting 100% of the revenue right now from my ads. So logically, in fact, Twitch would be less likely to ban me because I'm not getting paid.
You missed out.
There are no ads? Yeah, you're welcome, guys. For a while, you remember people would come into the stream and complain that there were ads? Do you remember that? Solve that problem. Stock guy's in chat, I'm pretty sure, or he was. He said watch the whole thing. I'm gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna listen to what he says. All right, let's get into it. It's been 20 minutes or so. I think, like, at this point, let's just start getting to work, right? Let's just get to work. Common ads on W. Well, here's the thing, is that it is funny that, like, now I was thinking about doing ads again. My opinion is that if you get 10K viewers and you can't figure out how to make money, you are not creative. You are not creative. You need to be more creative, and you need to figure out a way to get people to give you money. It is that simple. So that's the way I see it. Not worthy. No, it's not worthy. And you should never rely on advertisers, because I'm going to say it. Advertisers are skittish little rats. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to sell you out so fast because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They just want you to tell people to buy their soap.
Harmony research complete.
They don't care. It doesn't matter. Porsche and yeah, that's it. Apparently the ads weren't even protected on your channel, as I never saw any signs of ads with an ad blocker on your channel. Well, I was getting ads for a while. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch the rest of it, okay?
And fucking trading or gambling for my income, right? So there is 40 to 50% of my Twitch income is ad revenue.
Yeah.
I opened up my Twitch board, my Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday. My advertising revenue is down 95%.
That's a lot.
Let me show you. I'm going to show you because I don't give a shit.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Let me show you guys something.
Powering phase engines.
I average about $100 to $200.
I have to say that my favorite part about this is reading his chat and people arguing with each other if it's my fault or Hassan's fault that this is happening. It's really funny.
a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week, you're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month. You know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15 fucking dollars in ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just going to stop fucking anything I have because I don't...
Streaming is harder than a traditional 9 to 5. Thank you, Stinky. Look at this guy.
Know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the shit on my platform. I have nothing to do with it. I'm sitting over here in my own little fucking corner, doing my own thing, having a good time, and I'm getting destroyed. I worked 6 goddamn months on a big-time sponsorship, a long-term sponsorship. I worked my ass off on this, and they pulled on me.
I have to say that probably doesn't have to do with the Twitch situation. Usually advertisers don't pay attention, and this is just, I mean, maybe he knows something that I don't know, and they told him this explicitly. But in a lot of cases, advertisers don't actually hold users accountable for what individually happens on a stream. But as somebody who... wait, okay. Okay, maybe he's going to explain more of it.
50% of my income is gone.
Nope.
And I didn't do shit.
Nope. Well, what do you think taxes are, bro?
And I found out, I went through a deep dive last night to find out what's going on with this platform. And you know what my problem is? I'm going to say it. I'm not even pissed off at the streamers for doing this fucking crazy shit.
He's not going to name
I'm pissed off at Twitch for allowing it to get to this point.
Wow. Wow, the stock, he's a smart guy.
By our scryers.
What a surprise.
Hostility research complete.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Oh, there it is. He right. He 100% right.
Facilitating it, allowing it, condoning it, or turning a blind eye.
Absolutely.
I can't even get mad at the fucking streamers for their
200%.
fucking crazy shit takes and their crazy rhetoric.
That's right.
I can't even get mad at them.
Yeah.
Because I have kids. I have toddlers.
What are you trying to say? Because you're right.
And let me tell you something right now. If my kids act out and do a lot of crazy shit and I don't stop it or do something to it, guess what? That's on me if they turn out to be pieces of shit. And if nobody wants them over at their birthday party.
Well, it's real simple, right? I mean, you have a Walmart and you've got a crazy, you got a crackhead in the middle of the Walmart. You got to call the police, get the crackhead out of there. Right? I mean, you can't expect it. It's like, is it really the crackhead's fault? No, it's he's a crackhead.
What does the Unity will?
Yeah, you're going to be mad at Walmart. To get him out of here. He's trying to eat the lighters again.
Harmony research complete.
You don't blame the kid. You blame the person that can stop it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit fucking frustrated right now. I'm a little frustrated. Okay? I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to get into it because I don't have a pony in this race.
Yeah.
I can just see that I lost.
Well, I mean, I think it's very fair to say that there's been a lot of people that have said things that are really out of pocket on Twitch. And the problem is that the moderation of that has been asymmetrical. That's the problem. Like, I mean, I've said things that I got in trouble with, right? For sure. Other people have said things that they should have gotten in trouble with, some that they did get in trouble with too. That's really how it is.
One of the biggest contracts that I've been negotiating 6 months ago because of shit going on with Twitch. And now 40%, 50% of my income is gone. And I didn't do shit. I didn't even know what was going on.
We await
That's
your
crazy.
command.
Like, I wonder, is the stock guy in chat? Is he still in chat? I don't know if he is. Let me double check.
Our will is transcendent.
Dan Clancy has to step down. I'm going to be honest. It's not Dan Clancy's fault that this is happening. It might be his responsibility now that it's happening, but it's not really. He was a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's not really his fault. Like, this was happening before he was CEO. Okay. Oh, yeah, he is here. Did they tell you that they stopped doing the advertising? What do you call it? Did they tell you that why they stopped doing the advertising? Did they say explicitly because it was the situation on Twitch, or did they pull out for, like, did they tell you what the reason was? Can he even say that? Yeah, and if you can't say that, that's totally fine. The company, they said they wanted to shift it now for the current environment on the platform. Wow.
Civilian structure complete.
Wow.
Done and dusted.
Okay. They want, oh, shelf it. Okay, so yeah, you got put on the back burner for them to pay you with the, you know, the January budget instead of the December budget. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, Dan was right. Yeah, I guess so. It's just crazy, man. It's fucked, though. It is. This is the first time I've heard of somebody doing that.
Whatever the unity wills.
Could be they get to do that too. Yeah, right. And so, I'm a business guy. I get it. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it too. And here's the thing: is that I was gonna talk about this just for a bit. Like, I don't know if you've been like looking at any any information about this before, or you've seen any data about it. But Twitch is actually, in a lot of cases, a very bad conversion tool for revenue. They're actually a very bad conversion tool, and the reason why is that it's transient. So what I mean by that is that as soon as a Twitch stream is over, its effectiveness goes down to 0, whereas a YouTube video or something like that, or like another social media post, can exist for like an indefinite period of time. And so, like, this is just like little information. Like, this is what I've learned, is that that's why for a lot of sponsorships that I end up doing, I try to, you know, add in a YouTube video with it too, and maybe try to like get them to pay me for that. And I think that that's better than just doing a stream. So like you have a better experience for like the sponsor, better ratio of like conversions, and also like you sometimes get more money. So yeah, don't want to make it all about me. No, I know. I'm just talking about like, this is just a personal thing. Most of my income comes from our platform. I had to clear my chat. I was referencing Twitch chat. Yeah, no, for sure, bro. And I really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for coming in here and clarifying. Absolutely. And I just wanted to do context so people didn't think I was drumming up drama. Well, I don't think it's really drama to say that, man, I'm not getting any ad revenue. This really sucks, right? I mean, I know that. Like, I get that. And like, I can't speak for anybody else, but like, I'm not gonna get offended if like you're like, oh, it's toddlers doing something. Like, it's just funny to me, right? I mean, I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt over that, right? And so yeah, no, everything's totally fine. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get the rest of it.
Hostility
yeah.
research complete.
Unleash our wrath.
Civilian
No, I don't need your fucking money. I'm not. I don't want your. This isn't about
That's
the money. This is
on
about
foot.
my business, my livelihood being fucking just.
Oh, they didn't do that. They didn't say that. Was that true? I didn't even see it.
Civilian structure complete.
Reporting low ads. Yeah.
Taken out from me. But Stocky, don't you make good money trading and stuff like that? I do good trading because I don't rely on that income. Right? I don't rely on that income. That's not my money I work on. I can be smart and I can be fun and have little funs here and take my game, because it's not, you never, that's why I tell people, they say, Stocky, I want to be a full-time trader. No, you don't. That you just go to the fucking Vegas and blow all your money on hookers, coke, and gambling there, and it'll be faster and more enjoyable, and you can rebuild faster. You are not. The moment you have to rely on trading stocks as your source of income, you're fucked, right? I have money. I'm not gonna be homeless. I don't need your money, okay? I'm gonna be okay. All right, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's the same. I agree with that absolutely, 100%.
I'm not one of these streamers who are gonna be like, oh my god, I need help because.
Civilian structure complete.
Motherfucker, I make more than half of the people in America. Okay, I'm doing just fucking
yeah.
All right, I'm not. You know, this isn't gonna put me losing my house.
Exactly.
It's just that this is my income.
I was gonna pull him up. Yeah.
And I rely on that as like, hey, you know, I do this because I have entertainment and stuff like that, and I work on sponsorships and brand deals and stuff like that. And I'm very, very picky. I turn away 90% of my sponsorship offers because I want to. Guys, seriously, you're making it look bad. I don't need your fucking money. This is not. This is in no way, shape, or form me.
Guys, y'all need to, every time a streamer says something's going wrong in their life, can you please stop giving them money? Stop doing this. It's so dumb. Just quit it. Stop it.
Complaining about, you know, I don't make enough money. This is, I'm a little bit pissed off because I'm sitting over here just doing my thing, and I find out.
Research rate upgrade complete. Civilian structure complete.
And I find out that my business is getting wiped out.
We shall do as you command.
Right?
Has gifted 5 subs to viewers.
It's like
I feel like anybody would be mad about this, right? I mean, like, and yeah, of course
it's like owning a restaurant and finding out that you know, you don't have any customers coming in all of a sudden. And you're like, wait, what's going on? Like, I mean, I have viewers, but like, you know, people are coming in and they're just walking out, and it's like, wait, why are they walking out? Aren't they? Don't they know they have to pay me, right? And it's like, oh, well, it turns out that the police are no longer doing their job, and so nobody's afraid because
he's in
they're not doing their job
California
because the state decided to do
yeah.
something. What, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard
whatever.
about this.
And you're like, bro, I'm just cooking up some fucking spicy meatballs, okay? Italiano joint out here.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
Oh god, he's in Florida.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase
Is that right?
Time to bid. Place
Can you explain what happened to the change in ad revenue?
Complete.
I can't because I don't have the info. I am not going to be. I've told you guys this from the beginning, and I will always be this way. I am not somebody who's going to jump on something without having the information. I'm not a reactionary person like that. Right? I'm not going to say, well, it's because of this,
This is a smart guy.
I am saying that I don't know what somebody said or what somebody did that led to this, but what I can tell you is that a lot of shit has been going on for a long time, and it has not been dealt with appropriately according to these outside things. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me tell you something about these advertisers. Advertisers are not necessarily leaving Twitch.
Use your Twitch primes and subs to stop him. If you think he is a millionaire, just look at his desk.
Okay.
There's a lot going on here, okay?
All right. Well, I think this pretty much wraps everything up, right? I feel like he's explained pretty much what's going on. So basically, he has lost 80% of his ad revenue. That is insane. Holy fucking shit. Down 80%. And this is a really good point so far. Remember when everyone was saying Dan was making shit up when he said 70% of advertisers are leaving? Well, I guess he was right. I feel like all streamers that don't have a contract with Twitch should be streaming to YouTube at the same time and try to build their YouTube numbers. I don't know if you should do that. It depends on the type of your stream. That's my advice. 80% decrease is absolutely wild. Can you imagine that in real life? Remember that incident that happened? Well, now instead of getting $20 an hour, you're making $4 an hour. Yeah, and the incident that wasn't your fault. Exactly. I thought ad revenue goes up the closer we get to Christmas. Imagine what the ad revenue is going to be in January. They're going to be paying you in
The Unity calls
they're not going to have any money left, so they're just going to like mail people pine cones. It's like you know, where previously like you were going to make $100,000, like they just mail you a pine cone instead of that, and you can put it up your fucking ass. That's just the way it is.
Hostility research tier complete.
Yeah, I pay you in peanuts. Exactly, yes. Well, no, they don't pay you in peanuts. They pay you in peanut shells. And so, yeah, there we go. And let's see. We got to find some more of this. I can't believe all the advertisers pulled out because Forza disappeared. Of course, some top streamers were aware of this. Absolutely. I was told by Hassan fans that there was no adpocalypse. There is no adpocalypse. If there is one, it's not Hassan's fault. It's Asmongold's fault. But Asmongold only said what he said because Destiny manipulated him to saying it. So it's Destiny's fault. So I'm Darth Vader and Destiny's Palpatine. I love it. Okay, yeah, and Hassan is Luke Skywalker. Absolutely. And so let's see. Oh, here's Quinn. Quinn has the same shit happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Quinn said.
Harmony research complete.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
What about on November 6th?
What does the Unity will?
What the hell? So you're getting wait. Oh, bro, you just getting no ad money
We
at all.
the Unity's will.
Harmony research complete.
You're just getting no ad money at all.
What the fuck happened on these guys, dude?
What happened? Yeah, Jesus.
This got nothing, bro. I don't. It's super inconsistent. Yeah, so basically you get 0 ad money.
Defense upgrade complete.
Jesus.
Bro, isn't that like pseudo censorship? What the fuck is that, bro? But then again, I mean, if the advertisers don't want it.
It is. It's absolutely censorship. Advertisers use funding for advertisers as a way to compel speech on the internet. It's a huge problem.
We await the Unity's
I mean, they didn't want it.
command.
Yeah.
We obey the Unity's will.
You may
Interesting.
speak. The Unity's will be done.
$0 ads. That's gotta be a bug, right?
No.
We have cleansed the planet of heathens.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
No bugs.
We must act.
Yeah, like, I
Another
mean,
creature
literally.
joins the unity.
Interesting.
You gonna give a percentage? Give a percentage.
Interesting.
A colonizable planet has been discovered. Harmony research complete.
From
He's
yeah,
gonna
so
show it?
I
Okay.
can't. I don't want to like dogs everything. I can tell you though.
Military structure
On November
complete.
6th.
We sensed your presence.
Look, here you go, bro.
Mining upgrade complete.
There you go, guys. Look. I'm gonna put it in the paint. I'll put it in the paint. Here's my November 6th stream, guys. Look. This was like a 16-hour stream, by the way.
Complete. Military structure complete.
So 16-hour stream.
My November 6th stream.
Item complete.
16
Modules
hours.
installed.
That was.
So in 16 hours, he made $5. Well, I'm sure in like 3 countries, that's pretty good.
16-hour stream.
Yeah, there it is. Look at the ads. $5. Oh my God. Wow.
What does the Unity will?
Military structure complete.
Compare. Okay, so it's compared to like
let's get a
days
comparison.
before it or something. I don't know. Oh wait, also that day was bricked. That day was also bricked.
Let's go to one from last month.
Planet item ready. Harmony research complete.
Think about how bad Quinn is doing. He only made $700 that day.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
That's
yeah, basically
bad.
the day after that one.
Damn.
Mining upgrade complete.
Am I allowed to show this? I don't know if I'm allowed to show
Do
it.
it.
I'm allowed to show it.
Do
Am I
it.
allowed to show
Do
you
it.
just
Do it
raw
for the
dog
content.
Numbers. Basically, let me do the maths here. I'll just tell you the maths.
You guys want to see my earnings?
Powering phase
Here they are.
engines.
So I was paid 87 times as much the next day for ads.
87
I was paid
times
87 times as much with like a stream that was.
So 87. So what's 5 times 87? That would be 800. And then let me just do it real quick myself. 87 times 5. $435. So he made $435.
What does the Unity
Wow.
will?
Man.
Yes, there's an 87 times multiplier on the ads.
Civilian structure complete. Commerce upgrade complete.
Damn.
The item is complete. We sensed your presence.
Wait, let's get that again.
Harmony research complete.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Man.
I'm never doing politics again, guys. At the end of the day, we had a good run.
That wasn't even why it happened.
We had a good run, guys.
Yeah. That didn't even happen for that reason.
Yeah, I've been censored. Well, no. I'm gonna do politics again.
Military structure
I'm gonna do
complete.
politics again. Do no political tax the whole video.
Great. Okay, well, there we go. So Quinn got his money taken away. Oh, XQC, why he hates Twitch. Let's look at it.
We have cleansed the planet of heathens. A Another planet joins the Unity.
All the time. So how do you think I felt? That I was taking more measure.
Commerce upgrade complete.
I was taking more precautions than most people. Yet I was being banned twice as much. So I felt threatened all the time. So if you can tell me, oh, you don't get a cool contract because we've strung you along for years, but please stream for us 1 billion fucking hours plus run our ads. But if we want to, we'll ban you whatever we want for the most mundane reason that everybody around you doesn't get banned for. How does that make you feel?
Structure complete.
Fuck that shit. Hell no. I don't step it. I don't think that disrespected. That shit is fucking trash. Fuck them.
Well, nobody would put up with that if they had another place they could go to instead. Why would they?
What a joke, man. What a fucking joke.
Yeah.
People say, oh my god, dude. These streamers are so loyal. They're so loyal. No.
Bro, the company isn't loyal. You should never be loyal to a company that's not loyal to you. And no companies are loyal to you, so just keep that in mind. And so, yeah, was he banned twice as much? Oh, he banned is during the Twitch stream. I don't know, like, when he got in trouble, I have no idea. It's been banned like 5 or 6 times for Overwatch days, yeah. Daily Addy rage over nothing significant. Damn. Yeah, they're not happy about XQC, apparently. And so, anyway, this is what's happening, and ad revenue is going down massively. 80% reduction. It is crazy. Do you think this could be a symptom of political power changing hands, similar to Elon's Twitter takeover? No, I think it's just as simple as advertisers are getting bombarded with harassment from people that are trying to get them to pull out of Twitch. And in the process of that, they are pulling out of Twitch. That's really what's happening. That's why it's happening. It's really simple. So, yeah. What is this? Your terrorism takes down terrorism? LFG chat? Yeah, I guess so. And look at this, the organization organizing the adpocalypse. I'd have to see what it is, right? Let me see, I can look at the rest of this. Do you see Disney will advertise on X again? Yeah, I will. I'm going to look at all that stuff later on. But first, I want to go ahead and look at this here. No way Twitch doesn't respond to this, right? They did. Thank you. I was thinking, like, what was... I had in my head, like, a fucking map of how this was going to happen. But, yes, Twitch has responded to this. Let me see if I can find it, and we can take a look at it. And we have a lot to go over today, so hopefully we don't have any internet problems or anything like that, because there's been some crazy ass shit. Let's look at Twitch. Twitch support. We have updated our enforcement guidelines. Read more here. Let's take a look at it.
Logistics upgrade complete.
An update to how we enforce our hateful conduct policy. That's the bad stuff. Our hateful conduct policy is designed to protect our community against attacks based on a person's protected characteristics, such as race, nationality, religion, or sexuality. The policy prohibits harmful behaviors, like suggesting that a victim of harm deserved it, or sharing a hateful image or a symbol. I think that sharing a hateful image or a symbol, I think that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, if you have a swastika that's, like, on the screen all the time, then yeah, that's bad. But, like, actually, I don't know what we're talking about. Of course, you shouldn't get banned for accidentally having a swastika on the screen or, like, looking at something that has a swastika. But if you're putting it up yourself, then yeah, of course, you shouldn't do that. I mean, it's fucking obvious, right? I don't even know why I would even talking about that. It's just common sense. Anyway, the language used to cause harm and spread hate changes over time. What they are talking about is advanced racism. To ensure our policies adapt to these new changes, we review them and how they're applied to prevent these harms. As part of our hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use of terms that may not be harmful or abusive in isolation, but can be used as a slur to denigrate others in certain contexts. In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist.
The item is complete.
Now, what is a Zionist? Let's look it up on Google so everybody completely understands. Person who supports Israel, basically, right? Meaning.
More credits are required.
Zionism is an ethno-cultural nationalistic movement that emerged in Europe in the late 19th century and is aimed for the establishment of a Jewish state.
What does the unity will?
A supporter of Zionism is a person who believes in the development and protection of a Jewish nation, which is now what Israel is. In Southern Africa, the member of any group of an independent church, practice forms of Christianity. I'm not sure about that's something different, right? And it's been a good run. No, it's saying the word Zionist is not. You're not going to get in trouble for that, okay? That's not how it works. I just want you guys to understand what the word is. Because wouldn't Twitch have to ban itself if doing that? If you're saying that was it? Right? To attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against the rules. We recognize that Zionist and Zionism also refer to a political movement.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
Civilian structure complete.
Using the term to refer to the political movement, whether in a supportive or a critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. Our goal isn't to stifle conversation about or criticism of an institution or ideology, but to prevent coded hate directed at individuals or groups of people. We include examples of the language we prohibit in the enforcement notes here. And we're going to be flexible with it in the future. Okay, so first thing I want to say is that if Twitch wants any advice on racism, my DMs are open. If you want to know all of the bad words that people use for black people, Jewish people, white people, Mexicans, what else? Asians, you know, any of this stuff, if you want to know what those terms are, I am on the cutting edge of racism. I go on 4chan all the time. So if you want a list of these words and what to watch out for, just DM me. Okay? That's what, see, that's the thing, guys, is like, y'all think you're being cute. You think you're being cute doing those little, you know, typing that random stuff, right? Guys. Not gonna happen. And so don't try to do a whole lot of that. Slur tier list when, that's a good idea. And Latinx is definitely racist, right? No, it's not racist because white people invented the term for another group of people. So how could it be racist if white people invented it? No, obviously not. And we invented it for their benefit. We made this word for them so they could stop being so bigoted.
The unity calls us
so yeah, no, like, I would say complaining about it is almost a slur. Obviously. Yeah, it's for their bit. We're trying to save them. We're trying to help them. We're trying to bring them into 2024. Come on. What are you thinking about? Didn't you play Spider-Man 2? What are the examples? So for black people, I'll give like a handful of examples. Newer ones. You have Young Scholar. You have Jogger. You have I'm thinking, which ones can I say that I won't get in trouble with just for saying?
Hostility research complete.
We await your
Basketball American? Yeah, there's definitely that. I feel like that one's too on the nose. Everybody would know that one, right? First baiting? I'm not baiting. Like, we're having a genuine conversation about this. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually against racism.
We must act.
I'm sorry, like I don't want to disappoint some people, but I'm actually not I'm not a big racism guy, you know? And so like the reason why I'm talking about this is because I want people to know it and to be able to recognize it. That's the reason why. The way that you beat racism is with education, knowledge, and understanding. You don't beat it with censorship. You don't beat it by pretending that it doesn't exist. You address it head on, you deal with it, you talk about it, you work it out. That's how it's done. So yeah, it's literally that simple. So yeah, and also like some of the terms I won't use because I don't like, there's a line, right, of like the terms you can and can't use. So yeah, helping other people understand, exactly. And so let me think some other new ones. I think that's probably the first top 3 I can think of right now. But yeah, there's plenty of other terms like this. And this is good last stream. People use usual suspect a lot. Oh, yes. Usual suspect, that's very, very common. What is it, like the 13%, 50% thing? Also a dog whistle. We all know what that is. So yes, there are a lot of examples like that. A lot of people don't know these. I know all of them. Like re-education camps? Yeah, sure. Well. I haven't seen that. That's a new one. I don't really see a lot of people using that. Read the top comment on the Twitter thread from Dan. Which one? Oh, this one here? Literally called this last week. Let's see here. Feels weak as fuck. Free Jam's not a fan of it. That's fine. Are people like trying to start drama because that's one of my mods? Sure. I mean, this is the reality.
Our fleet is trapped after arriving at a phase jump inhibitor.
I don't care. I don't care about my mods. They say whatever the fuck they want.
Vengeance is at hand. Our
I don't give a fuck.
One.
You gonna try to tell on him? Get him in trouble with me? He's got every right for his freedom. He has every right to have an opinion about whatever he wants to have. Anything? Okay, well, guys, come on. Guys, come on. What are we doing here? And so, yeah, there it is. No, it's not a problem at all. I'm not gonna get mad. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you think this is? Like, anyway, let me see this. Called this last week, pathetic excuse. They'll do nothing, but increase the hatred of Jews. Step down to Clancy. I don't think it's really Clancy's fault. A lot of this is happening. I think that they're just trying to. Here's the problem that Twitch has with its moderation.
Planet item ready. Production
I'm gonna type this out.
Complete.
Your influence is noted. We have a deal.
The main problem Twitch has with its moderation is that it is not based on principle, but instead it is reactionary.
Enlighten us.
This is the core problem. There is no defining variable that Twitch does. There's no actual reason why Twitch is doing this. It's not. It's about the reach. Yes, exactly. This is the main issue. Read the top comment on Dan's tweet. That's what they were saying. Look, let's move on, right? Even if that's the case, Clancy's still an incompetent leader. Then I think that they're probably trying to figure out what they're going to do. Here is the issue that Twitch has. It's very simple. The issue that Twitch has is that they do not have any principles in which they govern the website on. There are no actual rules that they have. All of their rules are just a reaction from what advertisers want. That's it. They don't care. Like Twitch, you used to be able to say the N-word. You used to be able to say the homophobic F-word. You used to be able to do all kinds of really bad stuff on Twitch. You could do that constantly. You could say racist stuff on Twitch all the time. And the thing is, good time, yeah, sure, right? But like, here's my point, is that Twitch got rid of that at the same time they got advertising. They didn't get rid of it because they're like, oh wow, let's stop being homophobic. No, they don't care about that. They just wanted to make money. So when you think about why Twitch is doing something, you have to look at it from the perspective of money. But here's the problem. The problem is that people inside of the Twitch ecosystem they've used the Twitch as a vehicle to push an agenda and a worldview that is not shared by the majority of English-speaking Western users, basically, right? So these extreme fringe identity politics and social politics opinions that a lot of these people that are working at Twitch are allowing to exist, these politics are relatively popular on social media, and the reason why it's gone unchecked is because it is popular on social media. If it was popular on social media to say white power, Twitch would let you say white power. That's the truth. And every other website would too. And do you want to hear a really, really good, oh my god, this is such a perfect example. How do we know this is true? Because today, guess who came crawling back? Disney, IBM, Comcast, Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Lionsgate Entertainment will be resuming advertising on X after boycotting the platform last year. well, well.
Be swift.
Civilian structure
There it
complete.
is.
What does the Unity will?
These companies would promote Nazis if the country was full of Nazis. They have no principles. They have no values. They have no ethics. And they have no morals. They exist for the sole purpose to make money. And if they think that they can make more money promoting hatred than promoting love, they will promote hatred. Not that Twitter is doing that, but they don't care. They only pretend to care, so you will be tricked into liking them, which will then give you a higher probability of buying their product. That is the only thing that they care about. Keep that in mind. It's all performative. None of this is real. There are no values here. There is no ethics. It is all about being reactionary.
We are ready.
ADL made a new tweet. Okay, I'll go ahead and look at it in a minute. Money, money, money. That's not what reactionary means. What does it mean? A reactionary person who's literally extreme reactionary, a person set of views opposing political views or reform. Yeah. I to react to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like so you're kind of right where like you're saying that like there's a like what are we talking about? Like I think that everybody understands what this phrase is used. What are we going to get into semantics for? Anyway, we're not going to waste everybody's time on that bullshit. So yes, this is happening. Let's take a look at the ADL tweet. Okay, we're going to look at this. ADL. ADL. What's this here? All right. So ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. These people, they like to. Also, the ADL is, I want to say, wrong most of the time. The majority of the time, they are wrong. I would say they're wrong about 90 to 95% of the time. Yeah, those people. Yeah, and I'll give you an example. Steam is accused of normalizing hate and extremism in the gaming community. And I actually responded to this myself. I said, what a bunch of retarded bullshit. So that's generally what I think of ADL. But the reality is that the ADL is extremely influential in advertising politics and in social politics here in America. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's go back over. In a time of dangerously escalating anti-Semitism, we commend Twitch for changing their policy regarding the use of Zionist as a slur and a proxy for hate against Jews. We are glad that Twitch acted on our recommendation to make this change. However, policy is only as strong as enforcement, and we will be vigilant and appropriately skeptical about Twitch's enforcement of this new policy. When one of the largest streamers on Twitch, Hassan Piker, spends the hours after the Amsterdam program minimizing its harm without consequence, it's clear the platform has far to go. I'm not sure. I saw like a clip of that. I'm not sure whether he did that or not. So I'm not really going to say. But yes, he's been named. And they'll make Nazi a slur either as well. I don't know about that. We'll see what happens. But he won't get banned. I don't think they're probably going to ban him either. I find it to be unlikely that Hassan's going to get banned. The reality is that, and this is really what's going to, and also why? Because a lot of the people on Twitch that work at the company share his politics. That's one of the reasons why. And so they're not going to ban him because they view this as like an existential ideological struggle. And so that's one of the big reasons. Also, he's a very big streamer too. And so like they don't want to ban him. Also, he has like pretty much a pretty unique niche on Twitch that allows Twitch to kind of have a political angle. And I think that Twitch sees that as valuable, and so they don't want to ban him as well. So there's a lot of reasons why. Overall, like, I don't want to see... The thing is, I don't want to see anybody be retroactively banned. Like, I don't want to have Twitch go back and be like, oh yeah, well you said this last year and now you're getting banned now. I don't really think they should do that. I just think that from now on, like, they should try to hold everybody to the same standard, right? Like, I don't want to see Hassan banned or anybody else banned, right? So that's my viewpoint. Blaming Zionist is insane. Well, it depends, right? And so, like, there's a very, very complex thing. Let's go back and we're going to read some of the responses to the Twitch support post, okay? I do? Well, you can have whatever opinion you want. Like, I'm not going to try to change your opinion. But all I'm saying is that's what my opinion is. That's what I think. Like, I know this might be shocking for some people, but I do try to attempt to have a principled stance on free speech. I do. So it's that simple.
Military structure complete.
They're still doing a shit job to this day, like the death threat guy. They are. Absolutely. Let's see here. You forgot the part where you fired Dan Clancy. Basically, you have a loophole to still say it because you can just say you're attacking the political movement. Everyone gets to keep their dog whistle. I think that's actually true. I do. I feel like this doesn't really change a whole lot. It's basically just lip service because Twitch is trying to tread water because they're losing a lot of money.
Civilian structure complete.
The ADL is ridiculous going after Hassan, but not talking about RFK Jr.'s comments about Ashkenazi Jews being affected by COVID is insane. RFK Jr. actually has power. Why haven't they mentioned that at all? You can ask them. Like, I really don't want you guys to get it twisted and think that somehow I am like a fan of the ADL. I am not a fan of the ADL. I do not support the ADL. I think that the ADL is wrong in almost every single circumstance. And I think that they are a vehicle that causes freedom of speech to be less prevalent. They are trying to censor and compel speech. These people are not... what they're doing is, I believe it to be antithetical to American values. The goal of what they're doing is antithetical.
Military structure complete.
In this circumstance,
research complete.
I think that a lot of people create, you know, Hassan is like the biggest example, right? But I think that there's a lot of other people that say crazy shit all the time and they don't get in trouble for it. I think that's really where the issue is. As a Jew, I fully agree with you that they are stupid. Well, here's the thing, right? Is that like this is my take on it. Is that these people are not? Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at something. I got distracted for a second. They are censor body. Yeah, they are censors. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's bad. Anyway, let's go back over. We're gonna look at the rest of it. What's the anti-Semitism Hassan has said? Have I ever accused Hassan of anti-Semitism? I think I probably haven't. I don't think that not once have I said that he was anti-Semitic. I have never said that. If you guys have a clip of me saying Destiny has, I forgot. I'm Destiny. Oh my god. What? I didn't know that. Holy shit. I knew it? Yeah. I don't... What are you talking about? And so anyway, yes, Zionist is, what's this here? All Zionists are subhuman, no action, no action. Fucking Zionists are trash. Yeah, there we go. And, let's go back over. We're gonna look at the rest of these. Sons called Jews, barbarian animals in suits. Well, I would say that's definitely anti-Semitic, but I didn't see that clip. I don't want you guys putting words in my mouth, okay? That's the point. It's not about, like, whether he is or is not. It's like, I didn't say that. I did not fucking say that. I've never said that. I've been focused on this being a site-wide issue the entire fucking time. People keep trying to use what I'm saying as a vehicle to attack a streamer they don't like. Stop doing it. That's not the message I'm trying to put out there. Okay, let's move on. Anyway. So this is happening. It started following anti-Semitism criticisms. Dan Clancy. Well, oh, what did he say here?
Run more ads in October, November, December. That is when you'll make more money because you'll see like a greater return on that.
This nigga Dan Clancy looked at me in my fucking face and told me he appreciates me working
on his platform and being a streamer and he wished me success, and then y'all fucking give me $0 of fucking ads because I'm Venezuelan? Because I'm Venezuelan. I'm running the same amount of
ads, but I'm getting paid 70% less for it, bro.
Activity. I made no money. I got demonetized because I simply had on as a tag as an Iranian.
My advertising revenue is down 95%.
From someone who was making upwards of 5 figures a day, now only making $2,000 a day off ad revenue, something's wrong. Something's going on where my ad revenue is not correct, and it's not what it should be. If I want to make $2,000 a day, I'll go be a fucking mailman, okay? So Twitch, if you don't fix my ad revenue and put it back to normal, I'm not going to be streaming on the platform. I don't care. I don't do this for fun. I don't do this. This is my job. I do this to make a living. So if my ad revenue does not go back up to what it needs to be, I will not be streaming anymore. Simple as that.
Man. Is he trying? I'm not sure. So there it is. And can't make a living out of having 2K a day from only ads. Get real, you idiot. Yeah, bro. He can't, bro. You can't live off of $2,000 a day. DoorDash alone is $1,000 a day. And then that's not even counting being able to buy weed. Yeah, what do you mean? There's no way you're gonna have that much money. So anyway, the whole issue is like liberals hating on the Hispanic community as soon as it has a different opinion. Yeah, definitely. How can you be so delusional about Twitch is making 2K a day? Yeah, sure. But like anyway, let's go over here. Interesting, going from tens of millions to just millions. Ooh, all these guys can come to X and Rumble and say whatever they want. True. And come to the dark side. We pay hourly and have casinos. Twitch just got red-handed. Oh God. Bro, who does this? Oh my God. What is this? Thank God this Nazi shit has to stop. Oh, wow. Well, there it is, guys. Twitch is...
Civilian structure complete.
Man. Thank you, Asmon, for bringing the adpocalypse to Twitch. Is this my fault? I'm going to answer that question in the most honest and direct way that I possibly can.
Civilian structure complete.
I didn't build the bomb, but I lit the fuse.
Structure complete.
I did.
Civilian structure
in my opinion, I think that after I got suspended, it called into question all of the previous moderation actions that Twitch has been taking and is taking in real time towards people on the website. And it's caused people to look at and say, why did he get in trouble and why didn't they get in trouble? He said this, he got in trouble, fair. They said this, they didn't get in trouble, unfair. That's what happened. Zach is the new Jesus. I don't want to say that I don't want to say that I'm the Jesus, but there are a lot of parallels that you can draw, and a lot of them are pretty accurate. I'm just saying, right? I mean, I'm not saying that I did that. I'm not saying that's me, but I'm saying that there are a lot of parallels. But yes, I've died so you all can have an ad-free experience on Twitch. That's right. Except I was dead for 14 days and not 3. And so, yes, let's go back over. We'll talk about the rest of this. So, yes, of course, I was circumstantial in this happening. When I got, I'll tell you guys, when all of this happened, oh, this was a cool picture I saw on my community on Twitter. And I was like, this is cool. I'm going to save this picture because it's a cool picture of a guy with a sword. And so, let me go back over here.
We await your
command. Okay. Let's take a look.
We are ready. Production of the item is complete.
So there was a lot of people talking about me. There were a lot of people. I'm my own search term.
We sensed your
Everybody
presence.
was talking about me. Everybody was thinking about me. And so, by the way, it's been going up. It's been going up a lot. Like, we've been going absolutely ape shit. You love that? Yeah, exactly. YouTuber, call it whatever you want. But here's the point. This is in the United States. Let's look at worldwide. Yep, there we go. And so as you can see here, there's been a lot of people talking about this. Google Trends, I'm done. Yeah, exactly. And so I absolutely lit the fuse for this. But it's not my fault that Twitch built the bomb. I didn't do that. I didn't tell people to call each other crackers. I didn't tell people to play terrorist videos. I didn't tell them to talk about like how they hope veterans got PTSD.
Your influence is noted.
I didn't tell them to put hits out on somebody for money. I didn't do any of that. So don't blame me. Don't get mad at me. For real though, yeah, you simply pointed it out, yeah. Has something like this ever happened before on Twitch? I don't know. Wait, you didn't? Oops, I did all that? Oh, yeah. You're just showing their clips. Yeah, exactly. Blame the game, not the player. Well, it's Twitch's responsibility. Twitch will have the whole moderation staff and start making any changes. Isn't this mostly ADL pressure if we're being real? People have been talking about unfair bans since the hot tub shit and nothing's happened.
Powering phase
engines. Absolutely. No, it 100%, that's 100% the reason. Like, not just the ADL, it's that it's attracted mainstream attention and people have actively started attacking advertisers. And also, that's not even true because like the hot tub streamers did get their own category and Twitch put them all in their own category. And like, if I want to go over and watch an ASMR stream, let's see if I'm going to get an ad on an ASMR stream. Jesus, this one. Okay, open in private window. Am I gonna get an ad? Nope. No ad. There we go. It's because Twitch did do something about this. That's the reason why. They did. Why isn't Twitch permabanning you if they're doing what they want either way? The reason why I probably haven't gotten in trouble is because I'm not breaking the rules, and if they banned me, it would look like they're silencing people trying to hold them accountable, which would make them look very bad.
Powering phase engines.
That's the reason why.
We obey the Unity's will.
Yeah, why would they? Yeah, I need more ASMR examples? Yeah, sure.
The item is complete.
Have you seen a congressional hearing on Immaculate Consulate? No, I don't care about any of the alien shit. It's like stupid.
Place a bid.
Don't ban you? No, I mean, they're not going to ban me for this, right? Because I'm talking about it in a fair way. I think I'm doing it in an extremely fair way. But anyway, so yes, Twitch is getting massively demonetized. And I think that Twitch has only themselves to blame for this. They only have, it's not my fault. It's not Hassan's fault. It's no person's fault because none of us have the ability to push the red button to ban people. They have the ability to push the red button and they have chosen not to do it for political and socio-political reasons. It's obvious that they ban people based off of their politics, and I think a lot of people are tired of it happening. That's what's happening. It is completely Twitch's fault, and they need to completely clean house for their moderation team. Their moderation team is biased and rotten to the core. They make decisions based off of bias, based off of prejudice, and they're not looking at things in a fair and like, let's see, what's a better word for it besides fair? In a fair and measured way. That's what needs to happen. It is a huge problem. They are not unbiased, they are not objective, they are not impartial. They let it go until they're forced to change? Yeah. Are you still gonna have Dan on? Yes. Yes, I talked to him this morning. you gonna go somewhere else? No, I like Twitch. I like streaming on Twitch. My audience here is on Twitch. I don't want to go to Rumble or Kick. Like, I told you guys that I would multi-stream on Rumble or Kick while I'm streaming on Twitch if I get suspended again, just to kind of hedge my bets. But I don't want to. I want to stay on Twitch. I want Twitch to get better. And this is another component I hope you guys understand. I like Twitch. I want Twitch to continue. I want it to be successful.
The item is complete.
I don't hate them at all. I'm talking about this because I think that they have a systemic problem that has caused rot inside of their internal structure, and it is ruining the website from within. That's the reason why. I don't want to leave Twitch. Stream on YouTube? I don't want to. Let me go back. Twitch nationalism. It's like renovating your home. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you've got to get all the roaches out. I'll read a few comments about this. We've talked about it now for a long time, and so I kind of want to wrap this up until we get new information. I'm sure new stuff will come out later on today about this anyway. But yeah, let's go ahead and just, like, you know, get into some questions and comments and stuff like that, and then I want to talk about some other stuff too. Maybe they need Doge too. Have you heard Dina? I think that every company should use a Doge method or an Elon Musk Twitter method. I think that there are a lot of companies out there, and I think this is the majority of tech companies, is that they are massively bloated and they have tons of people on payroll that don't need to be there, and they're just wasting time and creating more bureaucracy, and they actually make the company less effective. Like, if somebody's not contributing to the end product that the consumer's using, they're probably not a valuable person to have in a company. So it's just that simple. Too many leeches? Yeah.
Hostility research complete.
What's the summary of the convo? Twitch is dead and I killed it. I didn't. It's me. Yep. Asmongold did. I thought Tectone did. Yeah. Oh, right. Tectone killed it. That's right. No, Tectone only kills gacha games. Boycotting doesn't make anything better. The only thing it helps is getting on the inside. For instance, streaming and getting in contact, making it better yourselves. If you want something that's done right, do it yourself, as the saying goes. I can't do everything in the world myself. It's not realistic. So how do I grow as a streamer starting out now? Simple, go to YouTube. Why do you not want to move to YouTube? Because their content ID system would automatically demonetize and shut my stream down. It happens to Ludwig all the time. It's just, and also I put all my eggs in one basket. So like if I have something bad happen on Twitch, then I have like my YouTube channel to fall back on. But yeah, it's like I don't want to have everything on one platform. So it's that simple. What about Facebook gaming? I don't even know how Facebook gaming works. Do you know what top streamers like Ko and Kai have been communicated with, and if they're losing money? I have no idea. Me too. I hate it. I dual stream, but it messes up the flow. Yeah, exactly. It's real problematic. I think companies won't come back at the same rate that they left, because I think not all of them will notice revenue reduction on this decision. That's also a really good point. Yeah, you're right.
We sensed your presence.
The issue is bigger than just Twitch. Well, and like we're seeing a massive like, remember what I said yesterday about how I think this is probably the biggest political and social realignment that I've ever seen in my entire life. I actually think this is the biggest realignment that I have ever seen.
Powering phase engines.
Would you agree, Secretary? Would you agree to be Secretary of State if Trump offered it to you? No, I'm not qualified for the job, and I don't want to get up early. Primarily, it's because I don't want to get up early.
An auction.
What about X? Nick Merck started streaming there. Yeah, maybe I could do that. I just don't really know.
Harmony research
definitely is. People are being more radicalized at a greater pace that they've ever been. Do you want to know why people get radicalized? Here's the reason why they get radicalized. They see somebody use a racial slur and not get in trouble for it, and they see somebody else use a racial slur and then they get in trouble for it.
Mining upgrade complete.
Monkeys can detect when things are not fair. Imagine what a person would do. That's what radicalizes people.
Our forces have engaged.
Yeah, rules for things. Yeah, I'm just being honest, right? That's what happens. That's 100% what happens. Do you think Twitch keeps bigger streamers stable by taking revenue from smaller streamers right now? Oh, like a trickle up method? I'm not sure about that. Let me see. Actually, there was another one that I could find. Oh, well, this is another thing. Aiden Ross has been unbanned. Let's take a look at this. Twitch.tv/Aiden.
The item is complete.
Your bid was insufficient.
What? He's banned again.
Commerce
What did he do?
upgrade complete.
Okay. The streamer account is an impersonation of real streamer bans. Oh, wow. It's an imperson. Oh, they got me. I'm impressed. I have been got. I just got. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes it does. Oh, yeah. Let me see over here. Oh, Ronaldo. FaZe Ronaldo also talked about this too. Let me see if I can find it. Imagine going from making 5 figures a day to making 965. I don't have to imagine that. That's what happened when I went from my main channel to my alt channel.
We obey the Unity's will.
Yeah, absolutely. You got God? I did. Yeah, it's the way it is.
Harmony research complete.
Let's see.
Hostility research complete.
Watching Legal Eagle's video on Trump's plans? Yeah, I guess so. As people are so out of touch. Well, I think this happens for a lot of them, right? And that's just the way it is. Is Mike Tyson fight tonight? Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's indeed Mion. Merry Christmas to all that celebrated recently, and today I got more news on Marvel Rivals. Overwatch's dev team that's panicking and pretty much begging players to come back. Reviewers claiming that Rivals is shameless and lacks identity, and some really weird changes that are coming to the game that players are now claiming could kill Rivals before it even gets going. So let's get into all of it. Firstly, Rivals passed another milestone, which is 2 million Discord members. Good for Marvels, but if you ask me, there's no way I'm joining their Discord now. Because the thought of being anywhere where 2 million people are talking at once makes me want to throw myself into the nearest river and become one with the fishes. Can you imagine being the community manager of Rivals, sifting through all of those messages daily? There's not enough Advil in the world to save you from compiling all of that. But what is more funny to me than that is how Blizzard is just shamelessly trying to get players back to their side. As you obviously know, Blizzard makes Overwatch. They've been lounging about, sabotaging their own game, promising things like single-player modes only to not deliver. All because they effectively had zero competition within their spaces for years. Then comes Rivals, which eats away a massive chunk of their pie, and Blizzard is finally sitting up in their chair. And realizing if they don't start changing things, Rivals could eventually devour them whole, as this Dexerto article states. Overwatch 2's devs are clearly scared of Marvel Rivals, and that's a good thing. I agree, by the way. I know Overwatch superfans are likely very butthurt that Rivals exists, but in all honesty, strong competition within any genre is reason alone to celebrate. Because ultimately, while these companies are fighting like the Titans in Xenoblade, we all just kind of win as players. Because now Blizzard can't sit on their asses doing nothing because you had nowhere else to go. Because if they do lounge about and doze off, Rivals will just keep stealing hundreds of thousands of precious players from them. This brings to the part where people start asking, well, how does Blizzard win back people exactly? According to Blizzard, their first attempt is going to be by trying to woo players in with free skins of plenty, which they haven't done as much as they usually have in the past. Apparently last Christmas, Blizzard was giving away a massive total of one skin for free during Christmas. Wow, how generous. Yeah, that's all they did, is a big thank you for playing your game and spending all your money on skins so that you have to eat ice soup for dinner instead. You got one free skin. So what are they doing this year? You're not getting one, but 4 skins for free instead. One of these is the avatar skin for May, the Katara one. That's a skin they're giving away for free, which probably tells me the reason why they're giving that one away is because it didn't sell as well as they maybe hoped. There's no way Blizzard of all people is giving away stuff they actually can sell. Besides that, you got 3 other skins, all shown on screen here, that you gotta play 9 games in total to get them all. It's a valiant effort. I mean, at least Blizzard is ensuring their player engagement numbers increase. If players need to play at least 9 games during Christmas to get all of these freebies. It's something at least, I guess. I mean, you can't say Blizzard isn't at least trying. However, I think if Blizzard really wanted to differ themselves from the competition, they would probably circle back and implement that single-player mode they advertised as the big selling point of Overwatch 2 in the first place. I think a PvE mode for Overwatch would be a big seller for players to come back to the game, as it would likely create a sub-community of players, both casual and hardcore. And of course, if that single-player mode existed, it would be a big reason for players to play Overwatch over Rivals, since obviously Rivals doesn't have any PvE content. However, if I'm being honest, Rivals is made by NetEase, a Chinese mega corporation. If NetEase really wanted to eat Overwatch's lunch, they would just launch their own single-player mode with co-op instead. If that were to happen, Overwatch would be cooked, fellas, and rightfully so. Maybe if Rivals did that, it would force Overwatch into having to revive their single-player mode from the dead. A big reason why that single-player mode died in the first place was simply because Blizzard couldn't reasonably monetize it. Which, yeah, I agree is stupid, but you lost a cool game mode full of stuff to unlock because some Blizzard executives were mad they couldn't afford a 4th yacht if you got to play it. So into the nether realms of the content vault they went, and this is why I think Rivals, if anything, could destroy Overwatch if they just launched their own. Who knows, maybe it's in the works right now. At the very least, I think Rivals could benefit from a horde mode style thing even as well. And since this is NetEase, they have the money and manpower to build entire cities in weeks if they wanted to in terms of game development. But maybe they don't even have to do that, since the moment Rivals launched, Overwatch has been bleeding out. Like, this article came out all the way back on December 9th. Overwatch 2 hits record lows as Marvel Rivals dominates hero shooter genre. This record low player count, it hasn't really changed since then, as Rivals just continues to grow like Cell in Dragon Ball Z. It just keeps swallowing entire demographics and then achieving new forms, while Overwatch stands there mortified, unable to do, well, anything about it. Even places like PC Gamer, which originally stated that they hated Marvel Rivals, are now starting to turn their opinions around. Okay, I take it back, Marvel Rivals is not an aggressively bad, unsalvageable mess, it might even be good. PC Gamer spends the majority of the article claiming when they first tried Rivals, they thought it was a bad, derivative game. But now they've changed their tune and find themselves actively wanting to play it more often. Claiming that while some heroes in their opinion aren't interesting enough like Magneto, they have started to find what others found compelling about the game to resonate as well. What I've been noticing about Rivals is there's quite a few of these websites that are dunking on the game, yet eventually always seem to turn around to it too. Like I said in a previous video, there is a weird distaste amongst Western gaming journalists when it comes to celebrating games that are made in Asian countries. As if their existence threatens the balance, which to be real with you, they kinda do. I mean, it's no surprise that big Asian hits like Black Myth, Wukong, or Rivals, to name just a fraction of the Asian-made media that came out this year that did really well, and rightfully so swept over the entire games industry in 2024, I mean, I completely understand why Blizzard and these games journalists are apprehensive about praising Rivals or giving it any positive press. Because it is, yet another, Chinese-made game that is eating the West's lunch. But I mean, it doesn't need to be this way, but the reality is that the West just has no interest really in giving players what they want. Fans want attractive women and idealized superhero-looking guys, and the West rejects this and gives them slop instead. Rivals has everyone looking like superheroes, which I mean, it makes sense since it has Marvel in the name, But we all know that if Rivals was made in the West, it would have the ugliest character models known to man. Just look at how Magic is depicted in the mega flop Marvel Midnight Suns compared to her Rival's counterpart. It just tells you what the West is valuing over the East. Probably helps that China, at least, they have laws in place within their home country that they're not legally allowed to depict women as masculine or men as feminine. Which, if you ask me, that's a pretty good rule, all things considered. It keeps things straightforward, and in a marketing sense, it works wonders clearly, as players are flocking to games that don't hate the female or the male form. Nobody, as far as I know, is considered non-binary or whatever in Rivals either. These are simply the comic book counterparts as they are, just in game form. I'm honestly surprised that Rivals even exists, since Disney, which owns Marvel, has been allowing plenty of stupidity with their franchise already. But I guess since NetEase is Chinese, they just flat out refused to make the game unless they could make everyone look authentic. And I think what Rivals proves more than anything is how starved the market of consumers are for genuine depictions of characters and the standards of beauty. It's incredible placing Rivals up against, say, Concord. It's actually the perfect encapsulation of what the West considers the future versus the East to a T. I mean, Concord was quite literally called, as WCCFtech.com said in their article, Concord staff says game was referred to as the future of PlayStation. This was quoted from Colin Moriarty of Last Stand Media. But yeah, that DEI slot was considered the future of PlayStation for years when it was in development. It costed $400 million to make, and no, I'm not kidding you, Concord, in the 2 weeks that it was available for purchase, it only made Sony $1 million. That's it, that's all it made, and then they pulled it and they killed it, and from what I understand, it has already been written off as a tax return, and the entire project is now being liquidated and erased from existence. That's the game that the West thought the players want versus clearly what they really want. I think the delusion of game developers this year has proven that more than ever, players are resoundingly rejecting anything DEI driven or considered ugly. Had Rivals released in, say, 2016, it would probably just be like a normal game to most of us. Women are women, men are men, it's all fine and dandy, but after years of forced behaviors and toxic positivity within the games industry, the problems have bubbled up and they're not changing for years. And now what would be considered a normal game like Rivals or Wukong back then, it ends up exploding and doing Grand Theft Auto numbers now. Like I said, the audience out here is starved, and players more than ever are speaking out against the industry. So while the games industry can try to gaslight players all they want, the reality is simply that they need to start giving the paying customer what they are actually demanding. Or like I said in the past, if you don't, your competitors, namely China, definitely will give that eager audience what they want. And I'm not kidding you when I say this with no hyperbole, I genuinely believe that if things don't change, we could actually see a Chinese monopoly on gaming come 2030 by the earliest. Too many Western things are failing, and the Asian-made stuff, it just keeps on winning. And I'm gonna be straight with these game devs. If they don't start giving players what they really want, once China owns you, you're never going to be able to push non-binary trends or any of that stuff ever again in games. Then the game industry will really become a corporatized behemoth that bends the knee in one way, namely China's. But this has been done by the hubris of game developers, executives, and activists. The world is changing, and it's very clear what was considered the status quo, or more like what was trying to be forced on such in 2016 to 2023, has been resoundingly destroyed in 2024. You gotta start giving people what they want or face oblivion. Overwatch has been a part of this problem too. Focusing more on gendered stereotypes or woke pandering than fixing their monetization problem or delivering what was actually promised by the company in the first place. What I find very interesting, and it's so telling, is that Blizzard, if you didn't know, uses an algorithm program where they punch various prompts into it to see how diverse and pandering a character is. I'm not kidding, it's called the Diversity Space Method tool, and yeah, it's real. And it's why so many characters, especially in Overwatch 2 in recent years, have pandered in some which way. But what I find interesting is that if you were to plug in the Marvel Rivals cast into that diversity tool as it stands right now, pretty much 90% of the playable cast would fail the tool's basic levels of perceived success. Sure, there's diversity on the cast, but a large majority of the heroes in Rivals are white because the characters are white in the comics too. Don't get mad at me, I didn't make Wolverine or Spider-Man, but the point remains that if you were to plug Wolverine, Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow and such into that tool, they would probably all fail the test. Because they're all too straight, too white, and adhere to one gender, yet in comparison to Overwatch, These heroes and the games they're attached to have exploded in popularity and recognition, not just amongst white players, but all kinds too. So what does this mean then? Does diversity really matter? Or could it be that audiences, regardless of skin color, religion, or sexuality, can tell when companies are pandering for non-authentic reasons? I like to think that it's all of it, and people just aren't as stupid or receptive as Blizzard would have liked them to be. And like I said before, Western games people don't like that non-Western things are winning. Kotaku's own review of Rivals had quite a few things to say that prove just like here where Kotaku says. To call Marvel Rivals derivative would be an understatement, and if the notion of one big corporation looking at another big corporation's homework and barely trying to make it look like they didn't copy it doesn't sit well with you, you need not apply. If you're willing to overlook that, however, you're in luck, as what Marvel Rivals lacks in meaningful iteration, it makes up for in feeling like it hasn't lost sight of being enjoyable to the average person. Again, the Western journalist is mad that Asian stuff is out there doing better things than them at their own game. And again, this is only happening because these Western game makers have lost sight of the bigger picture. I also really hate when people say this game rips off this game. Like, dude, every game rips off every game. Overwatch rips off Doom and Wolfenstein because it's a first-person shooter. It rips off Team Fortress with a hero shooter. Every character has their own kid idea. It rips off anime and manga with its very stylized design that clearly takes inspiration from how the Japanese make their characters, yet nobody seems to care because it looks cool. It's like getting mad that a game has a save data option, or this car manufacturer ripped off this other car manufacturer because both cars have 4 wheels of suspension and they have a steering wheel. Like, what are we doing here, and what does this prove exactly? Because everything is a copy of something else. You are a copy of your parents. You understand what I'm saying in this video because you understand a language that was copied by other people and then taught to others over years and years. Can we stop this whole everything needs to be 100% unique or it needs to be destroyed rhetoric? Rivals is like Overwatch? Okay. And Overwatch's monetization was clearly stolen from Chinese games too. So what? Overwatch was full price before, now it's free to play like its competition. Does that mean it's instantly bad because it copied its competition? Or can we understand, like rational adults, that when it comes to the marketing, what works and doesn't, that everything is copied? It's all reiterated and then translated into things all the time. It doesn't make the final product any less engaging, cool, or unique, simply because it reminds you of something else. I love Souls-like. Sure, they were adhering to what From Software did. Yeah, that's why I like Souls-likes. And please keep making Souls-likes. I don't care if they're just reiterations or copies of From Software's designs. You don't see FromSoft suing Liza P for existing. Whenever something works, especially in games, it gets replicated. If microtransactions didn't work, no company would copy it. But they do, hence why so many have it. Same with battle passes, and the whole every AAA game is basically open world almost always. I think attacking Rivals for being similar to Overwatch is just cope, if I'm being honest, because it's clear that Blizzard wasn't catering enough to that crowd that likes that sort of game. And when Battleborn died or Concord, these journalists may have said that they were a little similar to Overwatch or whatever else, but since they were nowhere near successful, it was fine. But since Rivals is fighting for the crown, it's now a problem, and I think ultimately, it's just jealousy. It's like a restaurant that offers the bare minimum and is super expensive that is being mad that there's a place across from them with better quality food and prices. Don't be mad the other store exists. You should be upping your game to meet the demand. The existence of Rivals is there simply because Overwatch failed and faltered to give fans what they really wanted. Why wouldn't a competitor want to close the gap and take from them? It's business. Kotaku at least said one thing I agree with, which was this. Right now, most characters feel powerful, and that's because Marvel Rivals doesn't feel like it's chasing some unreachable ideal of a perfectly balanced hero shooter in which every character is competitively equal to one another. Such balance is a nice idea, but the pursuit of it has drained some other games of what makes it special. And this is a big reason why I stopped playing Overwatch altogether. When things keep getting nerfed into the ground, it doesn't make the game more fun to play. Instead, you should be buffing what doesn't work to make it up to par with what already does. If you're ruining the fun aspects of your game to make some crybabies happy, it doesn't make any sense to me. And personally, I don't care at all about esports. Maybe you do, and that's cool, but I don't go out of my way to watch that sort of thing. No shade towards it, just not my thing. And personally, I'd rather have my casual, fun online game not getting ruined because a group of like 200 people at best are really mad that Iron Fist hits too hard and competitive, and therefore now everything has to be ruined because a streamer got butthurt live a few times, so now thousands of players, if not millions, got to suffer because of their insane demands. Like I said in a previous video, role queues should never come to casual rivals, but it should exist in competitive. And I think if they want to nerf crap into the ground like crazy, keep that in competitive only. If Iron Fist is too strong and competitive, or I don't know, Hawkeye is too lethal and competitive, do all your nerfing over there and keep it only there. Just leave the casual stuff alone. Buff things, sure, like Storm for example, who I think is just not well designed and feels kind of weak. Yeah, she needs a rework. I also think the game needs to just prioritize implementing new characters that aren't duelists in the future. More healers and tanks are always a good thing in my opinion, and I think based on the many games I've played already, that most players don't care about the objective and just kind of want to kill things anyway. And I love seeing a team full of duelists fight me because they're always so easy to kill and overwhelm because they're usually likely idiots. At least Ultron's coming in Season 1, we know that already, and he's a healer, which is cool. And so is Human Torch at some point. He's a duelist apparently, as if he needed any more. But I think that if Rivals wants to remain fun and keep growing, they need to understand that the majority of the player base is casual, and it will always be that way. I don't really care what the meta is for Rivals. I don't even really know who's considered S tier, cause to be frank with you, I don't care. I just play to have fun. I don't really care what my KD or win-loss ratio is either. It's an online video game I play for fun. It's not my job, I can care less. Of course, I do like winning in these games, but if I lose, I won't break my controller or scream into a pillow. Maybe it's because I'm primarily a single player kind of guy, so I know if the brain rot from multiplayer games gets annoying to me, I can always just turn them off and go play something alone and then get lost in something else anyway, but catering to the 1% of tryhard players is never a good idea in any game ever, in my opinion. The attitudes and wants of the person who plays a few hours a week versus the streamer guy who clocks in like 14 hours a day straight yelling at his team is never going to be the same. And it's a big way to lose your player base overnight by nerfing things. Look at what happened in Helldivers earlier this year when they kept nerfing everything into the ground. People got pissed and they left. It doesn't feel good, and I agree with them. Just keep the casuals happy and your game will thrive. That's all you ever really gotta do. And if it means the streamers get upset and move on from Rivals, so be it, because the casual fans are what are going to carry these games anyway, just like Fortnite. Oh, Iron Fist hits too hard and needs to get nerfed because he's stopping you from upping your ranking competitive? Have you tried to not care and instead look at this picture of Jeff, who is adorable? Like, look at him. He's a cutie pie. Yeah, he's annoying to fight. I understand that. But look at the outfit. He's as cute as a walnut. I don't know, man. I just don't take this stuff as seriously, I guess. I understand that Overwatch fans are likely pissed that their game is losing everything because Blizzard has and will refuse to give players what they want in the future like they always do, but it's sheer hubris at this point. If Overwatch wants to remain the king or close to it, I guess, they gotta humble themselves. Stop making ugly they-them character models, stop ruining collaboration skins, stop being so damn greedy, stop nerfing everything into oblivion, and start implementing reasons for players to want to come back. However, in Rivals' case, there is one big problem I personally find with the game, and that's its progression. So I maxed out the Battle Pass already in Rivals. It isn't hard to do, as many of you probably know. I almost got that Jeff Winter skin too, but I did wonder what exactly happens to my purple currency stuff once the season is over. Well, Rivals dev team released a post about this, and it's concerning to many. There's a lot to go over, but to simplify it, basically they have said that purple tokens collected during a season, basically, you probably know them as chrono tokens, they won't persist between seasons. Maybe I'm wrong, but the way they worded it, basically, this currency will reset every season, kind of like gold does in Fortnite. But any blue or gold currency that you have, it will stay on your account because the gold currency or blue is what you obviously use to buy skins. But the purple ones, the chrono tokens, are what's used to buy the battle pass nodes in the battle pass. So those get reset, and yeah, players are upset. I won't bother drowning you with messages written by players on Reddit, but they're pretty much claiming that NetEase is not incentivizing players to continue to grind since the chrono tokens don't persist, which makes challenges pointless to them to complete if the currency doesn't stay. However, the argument against this is that if the chrono tokens persisted, players could then max out the battle pass day one when the new season starts, which is obviously a bad idea because then those same players would complain saying they have nothing to grind or chase anymore from the get-go. I think both sides are valid. I think what should happen is based on how many purple currency chrono tokens you have, there should be thresholds in place that if you have, let's say, 1,000 chrono tokens at the end of the season, it turns into, I don't know, 500 currency to buy skins or something like that come next season. This way, players who wish to get skins but not spend as much money can instead grind like the maniacs they are, if they want to use those tokens and then transform them to buy skins. But maybe that isn't even a good fix either, since then NetEase won't like people not paying real money for skins, which of course keeps the lights on. Maybe what they could do is transfer whatever tokens you got left in a season into XP in your profile, which could boost your account's level or something, I guess. But generally speaking, I think just erasing chrono tokens in general is going to piss off a lot of people, specifically the ones that know life these sorts of games. As this Dexerto article stated, which compiled some user comments, this is lame to be honest. One player fumed on a Reddit thread, I've got 1,000 plus tokens left after finishing the battle pass, and now they'll just disappear. Ridiculous, feels like a slap in the face. Another player would add, so grinding challenges for tokens after finishing the pass is pointless. They don't convert and they disappear. Dumbest move ever. Hope they reverse this before they kill the game. So yeah, as you can see, not going over well. I think just converting those tokens into either microtransaction money, depending on how much you have, is probably a good move. Or like I said, if NetEase doesn't want to lose money as much, they just pump tokens as experience into your profile, assuming your profile rank doesn't reset during seasons, which I doubt, but I actually don't know, so maybe. But generally speaking, all of this sounds like standard practice to me, and it feels like gold in Fortnite basically. There's a lot of people defending the practice, saying that no other game lets you carry XP between seasons either, whether it's COD or Fortnite, and I mean, yeah, they're right. Maybe the chrono token stuff just needs to be dropped entirely, and the battle pass should maybe instead just, you know, give you XP. Like, I'm spitballing here, but let's say 100 tokens for every 3 levels of battle pass XP after you max it out. And considering a skin is like, what, 1,600 on average, you would have to level up a lot to get a skin for free, basically. Would it be a grind? Yes, but I mean, that would probably be better than, say, erasing it every season and making it for nothing. Or they could do what Fortnite does, where they have bonus unlocks post the battle pass, and then you can compile those tokens to buy the more expensive unlocks, like variants of seasonal outfits, sprays, etc., but they obviously require inflated amounts of chrono tokens. But let's be real, the grinding crowd would get all of those and then still complain anyway, so you can't really satiate the player who no-likes the game either way. So I think the level up X amount of times for microtransaction money is probably good enough. It'll keep those players engaged, and after they play for hours, they will get a shiny new skin they can play with, I guess. It's a win-win for everyone. NetEase gets their insane player engagement numbers, and a player gets whatever skin it is that they want. But yes, this sort of stuff can kill games, so hopefully NetEase fixes this before long. But that's what I got for you today. Overwatch devs are still butthurt that their game is bleeding players like crazy, and they're now resorting to giving away free stuff via player engagement. Reviewers are calling rivals shameless and derivative, and players are demanding NetEase give them reasons to keep playing, or the game could die before it even hits its first birthday. Lots to think about. I guess we'll see what happens. Season 1 starts in a bit too, so I'm interested to see what can be obtained, but for now, that's what I got for you. Thank you for watching, subscribe, thanks to my supporters, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
This loss.
Planet item ready.
Hey, it's Endymion, and today we need to talk about a new game that is making a sweep through the industry in blazing fashion in the form of Marvel Rivals, which in my opinion should become the industry standard for how these sorts of IPs are given life in video game form. Of course, people are coping and attacking it for also not being woke. Beyond this, the Ubisoft situation gets more interesting, as buyouts and liquidation talks get thrown around, so I want to explore that as well. Let's get into it. Firstly, Marvel Rivals is here. I finally got around to playing it myself, and yeah, I think it's a pretty great game. Is it just Overwatch with Marvel heroes? Absolutely, but it feels more fluent to play, and I really enjoy the quality of these characters and how everything works. For me so far, I've mostly been playing as Mantis because there's no role lock in Rivals as of right now anyways. And a lot of people clearly just enjoy Zerg rushing the enemy team and attacking them. So I've pretty much taken it upon myself to babysit everybody and keep them healthy by healing their wounds because people are morons. But Mantis is no more. I always end up playing characters in these online games that aren't who I think I'll play at first. I also found Venom to be really dope to play as well. I love his style of tanking, and for DPS so far, my go-to is the Punisher, who is basically just Soldier 76 meets Bastion from Overwatch. But cooler, because, well, he's the Punisher, dude. Come on, look at him. Of course, Marvel Rivals doing well is not good for the industry because it's copying elements from other games, and this is not original, apparently. This brings me to former Blizzard head Mike Ybarra, who complained on Twitter stating that Marvel Rivals is not original and should not be celebrated. He said, "Looks like Overwatch Marvel Rivals ships tomorrow, much like Light of Motrium, a clear copy of Horizon Zero Dawn out of China. I mean, even the character name Widowmaker in Overwatch versus Black Widow in Marvel Rivals, NetEase, Tencent, all the same." Yeah, this didn't go over very well for Mike Ybarra at all. You can feel the seething through the screen too. Plus, his claim that Black Widow is copying Widowmaker is stupid. The community note humbled him, which stated, "Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, is a popular Marvel hero who made her comic debut in 1964. More than 50 years before Overwatch and Widowmaker were created, the poster is spreading misinformation." And I mean, the community note, like usual, is absolutely right. Widowmaker did not come before Black Widow. Although, yes, if you look at how these characters play and how they operate within both games, I do agree that they are similar. They're both snipers, but I mean, again, Black Widow existed before and was always a military spec ops badass assassin sniper lady anyway. So what role did you want her to be in? A healer? Black Widow being a sniper just makes logical sense. The same way that Captain America with his shield being a tank is just logical too. Of course Mike Ybarra is mad. I mean, he's someone who panders to wokeness aplenty already. We need to remember this former Blizzard executive who is trying to make people not play Rivals because it goes against what his team made is what it's always been. Corporate jealousy. This Mike Ybarra guy was instrumental to the rebranding and release of Overwatch 2, a game that promised a full single-player experience and then completely killed the original game in order to force players over to the brand new Overwatch 2 game client. And it quickly turned out that all the changes that Blizzard brought to Overwatch 2 were terrible. Reduced player party counts. Characters had to be bought with either real money or grinded until unlocked via battle passes to play at first. Which, yes, makes zero sense because the game is a hero shooter. And if certain heroes were considered the meta, it's obviously then just pay to win if you can just spend money to quickly unlock the brand new hero over the people who can't afford it. Of course, Overwatch 2 would eventually announce a single player mode was cancelled, not because it wasn't good, but simply because Blizzard couldn't monetize it the same way they could the multiplayer. So instead of giving players what they promised, Blizzard decided to gut the whole operation and chop up the single player experiences, which by the way, had entire levels, cinematics, and even skill trees for each hero simply because they couldn't make you pay extra for it. I wish I was kidding, dude. Which then just made Overwatch 2 pointless to exist. I mean, what's the point if the one big selling factor in your single player efforts was cancelled because you were all too greedy? Also, they re-added 6v6 player matches again later on as a new feature after enough community backlash caused Blizzard to pivot their decision. And they also made it so that all new heroes could be playable from the first round right away, which they didn't do at first, and again, they're just adding things that were already there to begin with and then calling it a new feature. It's so dumb. And by doing all of this, it just doesn't justify Overwatch 2's existence. I mean, looking at Overwatch 2's numbers on Steam alone, the game never even reached Dragon Age Veilguard concurrent player counts, even to this day. And when compared up against Marvel Rivals, it's just staggering. As Fandom Pulse put it, Rivals has a 487.6% increase of players compared to Overwatch 2 during its release. So yeah, no wonder that Mike Ybarra is mad, and once he did not play the game, he's mad because Rivals is absolutely destroying Overwatch 2. And of course his comments there in his post where he says, NetEase, Tencent, all the same, it's kind of ridiculous too. They're both Chinese companies, yes, but that doesn't mean that they're the same company because they're not. That's like me saying that BioWare and Clay Entertainment are the same company simply because they're both situated primarily in Canada. Yet BioWare, which made stuff like Dragon Age Veilguard, has nothing in common with Clay Entertainment, which made games like Mark of the Ninja, which is awesome by the way, highly recommended, and stuff like Don't Starve. Just because they're both Canadian game studios doesn't mean that they have anything in common besides where they are. Mike Ybarra kind of went a bit off mask there and pretty much said Chinese game studios are all the same. It's all Chinese people, what's the difference? Actually, there is a difference, Mike. But, you know, if you want to be jealous and a tad bit racist, I guess that's your choice to do so as well. The point here is that Mike Ybarra is clearly coping and really doesn't want people to play Marvel Rivals because it's clearly doing what they're doing just way better in pretty much every single way. And yeah, of course, it's based on Marvel characters, which obviously has that brand recognition attached to them for obvious reasons. My biggest takeaway from Rivals, from what I've played beyond the smooth gameplay and as you've been seeing on screen, beautiful visuals, is that the game is putting the most important things forward as a priority, which is game performance and being fun as hell to play. The game runs smooth as butter. You get placed in the games in like 10 to 15 seconds, everything loads quickly, and games just start super fast. And the best part is there's not any stupid slop like Concord that tried to do where they had your whole character pronouns in the select screen or anything dumb like that. Like you take one look at Mantis and go, yeah, that's a woman. But how do you know? I mean, she's an alien. Well, she's a woman in terms of her body shape and all of that. I don't need you to tell me this is somehow a man, because it's not. The same way if you unironically put he/him beside the Punisher's massive frame, I would facepalm, like thanks Tibbs, I couldn't tell that the Punisher was a man. I think the fact that he looks like a guy was a pretty good indicator of what he is and what he has going on between his legs. The whole pronoun thing and gender stuff has always irked me because it's just stupid. If you need to go out of your way to tell me what your character's genders or pronouns are, you failed already. Think about it, especially from the perspective of a hero shooter, you should be able to immediately tell who is who based solely on their silhouette or how they look within seconds. You take one look at Venom and you can go, yeah, that guy's definitely Venom. I don't need you to say, well, actually, Venom uses they, them pronouns. Because they're referring to the symbiote and the person within the symbiote at the same time. Just shut up, you nerds. Venom is a he, because Eddie Brock is the guy that the symbiote is attached to. I'm not going to call Venom a they, them, or non-binary because he says we are Venom. Get that Seattle, San Francisco gobbledygook talk out of my face. Sick of these people and their nonsense. Too many of these game devs these days are prioritizing things that don't matter at all. Just make your game fun to play and have it run well, and then leave all the stupid stuff at the door. Drums even made an easy-to-read graph here, which shows exactly how things are going in 2024. So red means woke game, blue means non-woke game. These numbers are the Steam chart's highest concurrent player counts for each game released in 2024. As you can see, the woke games have just shy of over 100,000 players combined across 7 different titles here. This means that Space Marine 2 alone is pretty much about double the player counts just by itself when compared to every single Wokey Woke game combined here on Steam. If we then use Pal World or Wukong, it just becomes a bloodbath, and I mean it's not even remotely close in terms of player counts or sales. Mike Ybarra over there with Blizzard will situate Overwatch 2 with those woke games, because whether he wants to admit it or not, Overwatch is a pretty pandering franchise, in case you didn't know. I'll never get over the fact that Blizzard actually made a diversity tool where they type in prompts to get the highest woke character points. And that this same system is real and that they use it to make their characters even to today. You think it's just a coincidence that every character pretty much in Overwatch is some gender identity nonsense that never existed until a few years ago all of a sudden? Now they're all non-binary or whatever the hell else they are. What does any of this have to do with the gameplay? Nothing at all. But Mike Ybarra's team, when he spearheaded Blizzard, really wanted to ensure that everyone checked off some sort of list. Because what better way to circumvent criticism of any kind if you don't need to fix anything but instead just throw agenda in front of your problems and go? Sure, our game deleted our single player, but did you know that Venture is not binary? Marvel Rivals is basically the answer to the question of what if Overwatch was a video game that focused on fun over identity politics? And then they just kind of did that and rolled with it. I mean, the creative director for Marvel Rivals is this guy named Guang Guang. A last name so good his parents looked through the whole book of names and went, nah, we're naming our son the same thing twice. I mean, you gotta respect it, dude. I knew a guy growing up called Chen Chen, like what a crazy name, man. But you gotta respect these things. So Guang Guang over here is the creative director, and honestly, this is the kind of guy I trust when making video games. Because this guy looks like he knows what he's talking about. The kind of guy who likely smiles awkwardly in family photos. But if you give him a computer and a goal and some beer, the dude can probably build you anything. And I respect that Marvel Rivals didn't put some attractive, out-of-touch e-girl to promote this stuff either. They just put the creative director and went, here's what's coming, okay? Cool, have fun. I like that a lot, personally. But circling back to Mike Ybarra, who is salty about Rivals doing so well, the guy isn't without controversy himself. He has been known for his own controversies too. As GameDeveloper.com put it, it began with the quick exit of executive Jen O'Neill, who was supposed to join Ybarra as co-president of Blizzard. O'Neill alleged to employees that she had been offered lower pay than Ybarra, a development that came right as the studio was denying that it was systematically paying women lower salaries than their male counterparts. To his credit, Ybarra had reportedly encouraged company leadership to bring their pay packages in alignment. But Ybarra, once again, became the face of controversy at Blizzard when he led a Q&A with employees where he introduced a hardline and unpopular return-to-office policy and informed workers they would only receive 58% of their profit-sharing bonus after an especially strong fourth quarter. Addressing the latter news, Ybarra explained to employees that he and other company leaders were also impacted by the reduced bonuses. If you think that executives are making a lot of money and you aren't, you're living in a myth, he said at the time. Seemingly unaware that the sentence sounded like he was downplaying the pay discrepancies between Ybarra and rank-and-file developers. That discrepancy may, unfortunately once again, be on display with Ybarra's exit. As a leading executive, Ybarra is likely to receive a sizable golden parachute that his colleagues down the line will not. So this guy isn't exactly someone I would feel sorry for, and he's clearly just very angry that Rivals is eating away at his former company's market share of the pie. But the reality is that current Blizzard and the state of Overwatch is not to be blamed on Rivals' success, but it solely sits on the shoulders of Blizzard themselves. They were the ones who ruined their own games. They decided to pander to woke identity politics and push for all the other gender nonsense in their games. All of this, plus the loss of trust, removing the promised single-player mode and removing key features, only to re-implement them and then sell it as an update, just led to a lot of people leaving Overwatch behind, myself included. I think what 2024 has done, if anything, I hope at least, is teach these studios that we as players have far more power than they think we do. They do not dictate whether things do well or not. The players do. We don't need to play your game, so we can pull support whenever we want to. If Gamergate has taught us anything, it's that the market shifts and answers solely to the almighty god of this industry, which is its players. And the more these types shift away from what people want or attack games like Rivals, the worse it's gonna get for them. I mean, you know things are stupid when comments like this on Reddit gets attention. This one user said, "Not a fan of these character designs, to be honest, especially characters like Luna Snow, who are very male-gazing and serious lack of diversity, but the game looks like it could be fun. Thoughts?" This thread went about as well as you'd think, but it proves the point regardless. Saying something is male-gazy is just stupid. Just say it for what it is. You're a woke communist who hates the sight of attractive, healthy women because your brain has been broken by leftist propaganda. And the lack of diversity makes no sense either. Luna Snow is Asian, Spider-Man is white, Black Panther is a black guy. Scarlet Witch is Romani, I think, and Namor is clearly based off of his Aztec-inspired version in the MCU. And Venom is an alien, and of course there's Jeff, who's a shark. There's more diversity here than most games have. But the difference here is that good diversity will happen no matter what, when it's not made the priority. Just give us cool characters and focus on making them badass, and then that'll become the selling point. This whole "you can't like this thing because it's too much like this thing" argument is dumb, no matter how you put it. Did I mention that Mike Ybarra deleted that comment, by the way? And he was also followed up by saying, "Worded poorly, had to delete massive DMs of Blizzard sucks, which should be expected, I guess. It's clear what they are doing. It's not the first time. Once the NetEase deal went south, everything was a free-for-all, and it all went into hyperdrive." Here's the thing, Mike. Nobody owns gameplay mechanics. Well, unless you're Warner Bros., who actually trademarked the Nemesis system. That's real, by the way. Look it up. You don't own genres like hero shooters. You don't own mechanics like healing or shooting enemies. Games have been heavily inspired or rip off others for a really long time now. It's just how the industry is. Especially in the AAA space, of course. We all know what trends are. Overwatch and how it worked was a trend that became trendy, and then people copied it aplenty. And let's be serious, Blizzard copied concepts like battle passes and loot boxes as well from other games too. Like, you can't be serious here. Of course, most hero shooters didn't work, like Concord or Battleborn, but it doesn't mean that other hero shooters can't exist now. Plus, Rivals is not even a first-person game, it's third-person. Sure, some attacks may make you go first-person, like Punisher using his turret, but largely speaking, the facts remain. All of this just sounds like one guy that's mad that another guy made a better burger than he did using similar ingredients. Overwatch and Blizzard used to be the kings and queens of the gaming world. Hell, they won